see us. They probably can hear us.
Hopefully. Hello, we're back for our third stream this weekend. Again, 2 weekends in a row with 3 different streams.
No, 2 weekends in a row. Last weekend was 1 stream, and then the weekend before that was 3 streams.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we're pretty consistent, and we're getting good amounts of streams out there. Whatever. Semantics. However, thank you all for coming to Nat Disaster. We got a wonderful stream. Unexpected here. We were only expecting to do Andy's session earlier, that we did earlier today. But we had the opportunity to do everything here. Mr. Maines, who's not here right now, will be joining us sporadically as we all congratulated him at the end of last session.
He's a father!
He was going to have a kid, and he has had a child, a little baby. So he's going to be popping in and out in sessions now, but we love him and we'll take him in where we can. Anyways, I am Brian Creevy. I am the DM, the Disaster Master here, here to give session 17 of our Heist season for the Tychorus main campaign. Going around the room, okay, Tech Paladin is up. So I will start down with the one who starred in the session earlier today, Vicky. Hello.
Vicky. And I play Andy, the monk rogue,
as you
hopefully had seen earlier today. And he's that's him.
Coming in for another session, 2 in one day. After that, who just popped onto the screen over there? Mr. Father over there. Hello, Brian.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of stuff with my son. I'm Brian, I play Serenity, and I'm also going to be cooking dinner tonight. So, yeah.
Wow, we're getting a cooking stream as well as us getting a D&D stream.
We got a lot of things going on that are excited in his life. I'm glad we still got him.
Hope you guys like the multitask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Going up over to our Tech Paladin, who is now sitting down now.
I had to go get a soda for my fiance. Hi, I'm Colin Rose. I play Rain in this wonderful campaign. I also am the person who just had to deal with last stream dying completely in a way that I've never seen ever.
Oh, weird.
It was so bad. It crashed the computer that was running. We had to switch computers. Like, we would have been fucked if we were in like any other situation. Like, if Brian was home, we would have just been done. It would have been over.
True.
So hopefully we won't have those problems again. I'm excited for Rain now having a level of barbarian, and she may or may not have severely damaged her bed. Not even in the fun way.
Yeah, that sounds.
A lot of interesting changes coming up in this session. After that, we have chaos that blows in on the breeze. Callum, you introduce yourself, you majestic beard.
Name's Callum McDowell. Playing Chaos Incarnate. Leveled up as a Warlock last session. A whole bunch of changes. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys yet. You, the viewers, I've spoiled everything for all of the other players. I'm so fucking excited for what happened.
All right. And last out of our PCs, we got the masked vigilante himself.
What up, guys? I'm Andrew. I play Delson Martafath, aka the Shadow, Zista City's resident vigilante. And getting ready to pull off one of the biggest, probably the biggest heist of his vigilante career so far. And let's see where this goes.
In theory, it's the biggest crime in history.
Hopefully I don't die.
That is the goal, to not die. All right. After all of our wonderful PCs, we have the last member of the Lucky Cinq, the Minnesotan man who joined this mission just hoping it was going to spice up his life.
It was
and
now
has some sort of warlock patron. We got the wonderful Paul. Oh, he's on his way, guys. He's got an obsession with magic, and now he has a taste of it. I wonder what the future is going to hold for Paul after all of this, if he survives.
He's going to try and take over the world.
Most likely.
Campaign 2, BBG. Campaign 2's BBG.
the BBG Paul. I'm gonna kill you, don't you know?
No,
Don't you mean campaign 1 BBG?
no, he's not gonna be campaign 1 BBG. That's the gods, the
Mhm.
literal gods.
So, yeah, we're just here for the surprise extra session. Next week we will not be able to play due to multiple players not going to
Christmas.
be available. Yeah, there's the holidays coming that are happening right now, so we all figured it.
Christmas
We'll
is
see
Friday,
what
y'all.
happens. Yeah. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate Christmas, and happy holidays to everyone. So next week we won't be doing anything, but we will still be putting out content on our YouTube channel from previous things that we have in our stored library that we need
Keep
to
your
publish out
eyes
there.
out. We have at least 4 videos backlogged currently.
Yeah, so we'll have extra content to put down on our YouTube channel. You can go and find that Nat Disaster D&D on YouTube. But yeah, after that will be New Year's, and we'll see if we have everybody ready for a session there. That'd be awesome to get in the New Year's on a D&D session, one where hopefully we get to a point I have been looking forward to for a while for you guys to get there. That's definitely going to happen today. I'm excited for that. But
I don't like that.
Wait, what? I
well,
spaced out.
I don't like
Wh-
when DMs are excited.
I have been planning something that was going to happen the day before the gala for a while. You guys are going to get to experience, so we'll see. We'll see that. It's
No,
most likely not going
you're
to
not
happen
allowed.
today, but we'll see.
You know, Brian, he's always scheming against us.
I don't like this.
But we are here for yet another disaster. So thank you all for coming. I don't have any other announcements, unless anybody else wants to say anything. Nope. Okay, just the normal streamer thing. Follow us on Twitch, subscribe on
Yeah,
YouTube,
do all that
like,
crap
share,
that you're
ring the
supposed to
bell,
do.
all that crap that you're supposed to do for people
I
that
got
you
one
enjoy
thing.
watching. Go ahead,
What do you got,
Brian.
Brian?
Having kids are a lot of work.
No, yeah, I told you that
Yep.
before, like,
Yeah,
decisions were made, Brian. We had this conversation.
I know it's old news, but I'm just letting everyone else know that it is a lot of work.
I
it
think
is a
people
big
generally know,
responsibility.
yeah.
But one last thing I do want to just say before everything, my sister's birthday is coming up in a few days, so happy early birthday to my sister! Yay!
Happy birthday.
Is she
And
watching?
then yeah,
Probably not.
no,
Yeah.
she's not watching. She definitely isn't watching. But I'll show her a clip of me saying
Lame.
this later. So, all right. Well, with that being said, we can let session 17's of the Heist campaign's disaster unfold. So, previously, guys, on that disaster heist, you guys had separated after escaping the Eye of All, after getting trapped in there from Wind Whispers mini side quest. You separated, dishing out some vigilante justice on the docks on one end, and then on another end, fighting a storm incarnate elemental in the back of the Karma Plenty Monastery, while also talking about the future forward. You guys all met back up, met down at Stilhar in the Undizista to meet with the Liberator after the previous night she had requested Delsin, or the Shadow, to come and meet with her. Upon getting into her section of her where she lives in Stilhar, that leads over to the balcony to view the death battle cage matches, she ends up giving you guys an interesting offer. She was very much interested in your skills, Shadow, and confused once she saw the power dynamic of Rain being in charge. She offered you guys an opportunity to break into Dai Hanada's 3 million gallon gala and steal a artifact called Fierna's Igneous Presence. The one thing that you guys know, you are already tasked from Rain by Beator's Shadow, by a devilkin named Faltheon the Shamed, to get this same item. That is what your whole mission has been so far. Revealing this to the Liberator, she offered one favor from her, the most powerful person in the Underzista, if you got the item and got it to her instead. with some ideas of maybe giving illusion magic or stealing it back from Falthion if you guys delivered it to him to get that reward as well as get it to the Liberator. She ended up making you, she didn't care as long as it got into her hands and made you all, except Paul, who was standing in amazement of Barry the Bugbear Barbarian fighting in the death battle down below, all signed a contract stating that you would return this to her, you would not fail, things like that, locking in the deal. You guys left with Wind Whisper going with Paul back to his house and falling asleep on one of the dust-covered beds up above. Then we also had Serenity going back to her business because she had clients to spend the night with. After that, we also had Rain, Delson, and Andy coming up in an alley, and Rain and Delson discussing some parts of Delson's past and how both of them came from rich families, their involvements, things like that, or and just generally ideas and change moving forward in system. While Andy drew on a wall.
Yeah.
Delson then went back to his area. Andy ended up going and spending the night in Rain's apartment and connecting with the snake-shaped hourglass, which led to the emergence of Zolo, a baby-shaped bone naga who led Andy outside, and in which in the session earlier today, the super secret solo session, had some interesting lore drops and roleplay moments. All that stays secret. You have to watch the super secret sexy solo session to get all of that. But she got back to the apartment.
Damn, I
just
want to know
as
what happened.
Rain was getting going through a dream that she was seeing.
Finishing
images
a
from her
dream.
past, and this inky blot that just kept blocking things out as if it was the darkness outside the library. It got to the point where she was told that her parents are proud of her, and then everybody else just started saying they weren't in this long, stretched out voice until she got filled with so much anger that she punched the mirror, shattered herself out of the dream, and was awoken clutching on to the side of her bedpost that she had just ripped off of her bed. And that is where we ended all of our last sessions. So I would like to begin over in Paul's house. So,
Yeah.
Wind Whisper, you open your eyes on this new day, feeling still a little bit fatigued, as you still have one level of exhaustion, but more full. You stretch and
Crap.
move a little bit out of bed. And the first thing you do see is as you stretch your feathers out in front of you, you do see they are a different color. They seem to be seafoam green feathers now. And the little bit of your beak that you can see from your eyesight has like a blue and golden shine on it.
Cool. All right. So
Other people would be panicked about what they look like, and he's just like, nice.
well, so I'm gonna take the mirror out of my pack,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to inspect myself. Is the makeup that I had on yesterday still there?
Most of it has come off in the rain. That and the underwater and the rain adventures that you all had yesterday was enough to just over time wear all of the makeup off. So your disguise is gone.
My disguise is gone. That's perfect. Okay.
Yes. So you look at yourself in the mirror, and you do see that your beak has changed to be a blue and golden beak, almost like a parrot's. And you do see a lot of your feathers have had this seafoam green coloration to them. There's a small wattle that's beneath your beak that looks like seaweed dangling off of the bottom of your beak. You look up with such like confusion and almost excitement for a second with this new change that you do see atop your head a crest of green feathers sticks up as you got really excited, and then goes back down and back up when you like get smiled, like you smile again.
Okay.
You look in, your eyes seem to be now an orange color with fish-like pupils, and as you're looking at your body, you do notice that your feathers are wet, like all of them. They're just
You're
a little
greasy
layer
nerd.
of dampness.
The last thing I do want to mention that changed about me is that like on my neckline, I've got like you know how axolotls have those 3 feathery gills?
Mm-hmm.
I want my gills to look like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
You got them right along the side right there. You seem very physically different.
Sweet. Okay. So I noticed that I'm wet and I'm like, I kind of like my initial thought is like, thank God that I'm wet. But then I'm like, why did I think that? Why am I wet? And then like as I'm thinking these things, I'm going to accidentally use my once a day of. Well, first off, is there a container nearby me?
You do see that on the nightstand in between, stacked behind one of the candles in the back, the candles that look almost burnt out. You can see there is an empty glass.
Is there like a? Okay, well, is there like a big container? Because I can create like 5 gallons of water.
Not in sight from what you see.
Perfect.
But
Okay.
but all
Paul's
you see
gonna
is that glass of water.
I'm so sorry, Paul. I'm gonna make it rain inside.
Okay.
Like as I'm enjoying thinking about being wet, I just start making it rain on me.
Okay, is this the create and destroy water like it's coming in from a rain cloud? Is how you want it to be?
Yeah, I can create up to 10 gallons of water actually, because it's
Oh,
second level
no.
for my capacity trades.
Oh no.
That
So you just get so
falling
That's a lot of
as
water.
a storm cloud, like directly on.
You're gonna flood Paul's house.
You get so
No,
excited that you
but-
just spawn this water over yourself and over the dresser, and water just starts pouring down all over you, covering the bed, the dresser, and seeking in between the floorboards below you. And you can hear Paul downstairs just, "Oh, what was that?" Just looks like the water was falling directly on top of him. And at the same time, you just hear this voice, and right beside your bed, you see this like tall, translucent water genasi with a tricord on just stand up, just like, "Oh, what the fuck was that for, mate?"
So I'm gonna look over at him really surprised, and I'm like, and as I'm looking at the water genasi, I'm gonna say to Paul, like downstairs, I'm gonna kind of like yell over my shoulder. I'm like, sorry, Paul.
Good morning. Don't thank. I'll make some breakfast.
He
Can I start shaping the water to leave his house?
You look at the water that's now covering the floor from what you can see right here, and you start moving it to the side, and you get it, and you're able to direct it outside the window, right at the edge of your bed.
Perfect.
And then this translucent water genasi that's wearing very similar garb to what you've seen some pirates on the time of the sea that you've had wearing. Just stands up and kind of just straightens his vest for a second and be like, "Yo, what the fuck happened, mate? I was swimming down for that treasure. Where the bloody hell am I?"
I'm going to. Oh. Shit. All right. I'm just gonna say, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? I'm doing well. Ah!
He's like,
And to answer his question, like as I pause after like squawking, I'm like, Paul's house. Do I know what part of the city? And can I say it?
Haverwing's Edge, and yes.
Paul's house, Haverwing's Edge. Rah!
And he's just like,
Completely unuseful information to him.
"I got a fucking headache, mates. Where the fuck are Haverwing's what? I was last in the Zythinlian's Pass over near the Bay of Frozen Dreams. Where the fuck is Haverwing's Edge?"
Do I know what he's talking about? Do I know those places?
Roll a history check with disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad. That's a 19 and a 13. So that's a 15.
15. Okay.
Mhm.
So you're thinking for these names, and nothing rings a bell. You stayed mostly down in the southern section, centralized to Zista in your times as a pirate. You don't know too many of the oceans too far south down, or maybe up north, but it's not any place that you've sailed before or know of.
Okay. So I'm going to say, what did he say just a second ago? He said, where the bloody hell is Haverwing's Edge?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, where the bloody hell is that, right? And then I'm going to go, Zista City.
It's up north, mate. Zista. What the bloody fuck am I doing down in Zista? I was getting some treasure. Didn't know that thing teleported me.
I look down at the necklace and I go, and I like hold it up to her and I'm like, artifact? Like questioningly.
I'm like, oh, that's the bloody fuck right there. I was on my ship. I was looking off cleaning the deck. Saw that thing glowing in the water. Naturally, I had a drink, swam down, and found it. And the last thing I know, I was getting sucked into it, and now I'm here.
I'm going to try to touch him.
You try to touch him and reach your feathers out, and your hand goes through his form. He's like, oh, what the fuck?
What the?
Okay.
Do I have any alcohol on my person?
You can have a flask if you want, but nothing more than that, really.
All right, I'm going to quickly add that to my inventory, but I'm going to whip out my flask and be like, something harder, and just take a sip.
Okay. It's not just one sip's not enough for any con save, but you do take the little bit of an edge off this morning. And as this happens, you do step up. You see climbing up the ladder. You can see Paul's head, and he's just like, "Who are you talking to?" When Wisp.
I gesture and I'm like, and I look over at him and I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
And wait, to Paul, like gesturing over to where you are seeing the ghost.
Yeah.
And he's
And
like,
I look at the ghost and I'm like, and I ask him who he is.
and he's like, oh, I'm Wet Hand, mate.
And I turn back to Paul and I say, talking to Wet Hand, mate. Talking to Wet Hand, mate.
It's like, Wet Hand, mate? Are you hearing more voices too?
I start laughing and I'm like, probably, right?
This is crazy. Well, I brought you some water. You seemed like you had a long night, and he holds up a glass of water, and Wet Hand's like, oh, fucking thanks, mate. And he reaches out his hand, and then Wind Whisper, you notice as the glass of water just starts floating and comes over and ends right at Wet Hand, and he's just like, and he takes the glass and pours it, and the water just falls on the ground through, and he's just like, oh, that fucking sucks.
Can I shape the water into my mouth from the floor?
You focus in on the water as Paul's just looking over, and just in weird amazement, you just take the water up and you float it into your mouth, and you drink it, and Paul's just like, magic is so weird, and then just climbs back down the ladder.
It's like, I'm not getting involved. Just
As he goes down, he's like, breakfast will be ready in a few minutes.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
And Wet Hand's just like, oh, well, I mean, I've been in shitty situations before. I guess being dead isn't that crazy. I wonder what crimes and things I can steal as a ghost.
At least you seem enthusiastic.
Well, you always gotta take take the best of your situation, little one. What did he say your name was?
I'm just gonna make the sound of the breeze.
and you just
Oh,
and
we'll
you
pretend that people
make
can
the
hear
sound.
you, Brian.
Yeah, nobody ever
That's all
sees
right.
me going.
Yeah.
He's really blowing the breeze. But and he's just like, oh, it sounds like the sea breeze to me.
And when he says that, I like kind of cock my head and smile, and I just like repeat sea breeze like probably like 5 times.
Sea breeze, fine. It's your name. Jesus, fucking Bill Drutt. This
You wouldn't
fucking.
have said Jesus.
When I say Jesus, it's my personal thing. He probably says another deity, just like fucking Keith fell, like because it's the goddess of storms and strength. So, just keep it down, fine. Jesus, okay, I get it. Sea breeze. Got a weird smell to you. You smell like the ocean. Are we anywhere near the ocean?
Nope.
Eh.
Well, can't be hard. You
We're like
seem
miles and miles away from it.
He looks at you and he's just like, I've seen similar guard to yours, but it's a little bit weird. Are you a pirate yourself?
Hi.
Huh. Well, matey,
And I like
looks like we're...
at saying that I'm a pirate, I take out both of my swords and I like strike a pose and like swish them through the air a couple times. Useful skills. Useful skills.
It's like, all right, well, let's see what kind of treasure we can plunder around a city.
My eyes light up when he says that.
Oh no, we've made him even more fucking chaotic.
And he's just like, and it seems like I'm tied to you. I mean, I can only think logically. I was, the light necklace is the last thing I saw. Now you're wearing the necklace, so I think I'm stuck with you. But you're not my captain. We are both deckhands. We are not. You're not. I'm not having anybody above me ever again. That was the worst working at the bottom.
Both of us first mates, right?
Both first mates. Aye. And he's like, all right, let's see. How about that one downstairs? I think I have a little trick that I can help us pull on that one. See if there's anything we can take from him.
Nothing to take from him. Leave him alone.
His life's kind of sad, to be honest.
So,
Everything's been taken.
do you actually say that?
No, I totally don't say that. That was all count.
Okay.
He's just like, oh, there's always something to take from someone, matey.
He's part of my crew.
Ah, well, doesn't hurt to have a few tricks every once in a while between crewmates, I can,
I'm going to take out my notebook because I know I can't say the next thing I want to say, and I'm going to write down pranks, sure. We don't steal from our crew.
Fine, matey, but I can teach you a little minor inconvenience if you'd like.
I'm going to like cock my head at this and just kind of like look at him quizzically.
Follow me, and he floats and he goes down the ladder to the bottom floor.
Okay, so Wind Whisper totally thinks that that's probably what he's trying to teach him, so he tries to float down the same way and probably just falls.
So you go over there and you try to float down the actual ladder itself. You do fall 10 feet, so please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Is this one? This one's not a disadvantage. I don't have 3. Okay. Saving throw. That is a 13.
13. You just barely catch yourself as you fall. Just enough that like creaked your bird legs a little bit, just a little, and you're like, ow. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you do fall and land. And Paul's just like, he's just like, oh, Wind Whisper, just don't get hurt again. It's still morning.
I'm going to turn. So first off, I'm going to turn to Wet Hands, and I'm going to say that was a minor inconvenience. And like, I'm going to turn to Paul, and I'm going to say, sea breeze.
Seabreeze?
How does Paul not question what he looks like now? Like,
He looks at you for the first time. He's like, "Did something happen to you when Whisper?"
I'm gonna like pull out the necklace from my shirt and just say, "Wet hands, sea breeze."
All right. Oh, I'm gonna see. Did Paul even comprehend what he's trying to say? No, he doesn't. He just looks at you and he's just like, "Sure."
So when he's like, "Sure," I take out my notebook and I'm like, "My name is Seabreeze now. Wet hands is from the necklace, and the necklace changed me. Wet hands is the voice."
It's like, so you got cursed as well?
I'm kind of gonna like nod, but have my head a little bit like cocked sideways and like, I don't know, maybe.
And Wet Hand is just like, "Oh, I'm not a fucking cursed, mate." Only you can hear that.
Then I turn to Wet Hands and I'm like, not a curse, not a curse.
She's like, "He's a fucking worthless landlubber."
Part of the crew. And I give Wet Hands like a stern look when he says that.
Fine. He's just like, and Paul turns back. He's just like, starts cooking some eggs. It looks like he's getting a skillet. And he's just like, "Well, I mean, it seems like the voices that we've listened to have helped us out so far, so maybe another one can work." And as you say that, Wet Hand is just like, "All right, so now point over to that one right there. Now, focus." And he says, "Do you have any sort of focus, or do you need items to cast magic?"
Well, I can use my weapons as my focus now because I've got improved pact weapon.
Okay, he's like, "Focus on some sort of inconvenience that you want them to feel. Any type of damage wise, just focus on something, whether burned, freezed, cut, something like that, and point at the direction. Something where you can cause a minor inconvenience to them. It's always good for a nice prank from far away."
Oh, I don't want to hurt Paul though.
You could do itch.
He's like,
Itchy.
it's just gonna be a prank, nothing to worry about."
No, he doesn't know what he's doing though. That's the thing. So like, I know what he's doing, but Wind Whisperer has no idea. So he'd be like, "It's just a prank. I'm cool with that." So he grabs the hilt of his rapier and he sort of like turns away and gives Paul the side eye and focuses right on the tip of his nose and makes it feel like he's getting flicked right on the tip of his nose.
Okay. So you point out in his direction, and as he's just like talking about, maybe these voices will, another voice would probably help us out too, right? He just, oh, and he just like comes back. He dropped the skillet in the fire for a second. He's, "Oh, shit, what's that?" He looks genuinely like, "That fucking hurt." He starts rubbing his nose with the other hand as he's trying to get everything back on. He's like, "Did your friend just hit me in the nose?"
I'm gonna like have my mouth agape and I'm like, sorry, Paul, thought it was a prank.
And one hand's just,
Wow, he's
that
good.
was a good one.
Oh man.
Paul's just like, "It's fine." Oh, all right. This like a little face stretches for a second.
This guy's
Ah.
crew left him behind on purpose.
100%.
They're like, he's drowning. Oh no.
Oh no. Ah,
So
man.
Paul, a few minutes later, puts an egg on the plate with for you. He's just like, "I cooked them a elven style today. It's a little trick I picked up. Enjoy, and we should probably get on to the Boiling Behemoth so we can meet up with the others, right?"
Hi. Thank you, Paul.
You gonna bring your friend?
I'm gonna cup over my mouth so that wet hands can't see what I'm saying, but he probably can hear me anyways. And I'm gonna say, I don't know that I can leave him. I think I'm stuck with him.
And Paul's like, and then Wet Hand's like, probably me. You have your eggs, and then Paul cleans up everything really quickly. You guys head out, and you go in the direction of the Boiling Behemoth.
All right.
All right. So, Delson,
Yes.
you got to your hideout in the middle of the night. You packed everything away underneath. You got underneath the floorboard, packed everything away, and slept in your bed that's in your underground lab. All of your equipment, your workout materials, all your data that you've collected from across the city. And about in the morning, roughly when you would be waking up, you hear something getting flicked at your face really quickly. Roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity check.
Ooh. Who's gonna talk to Delson? I'm so fucking curious.
Not bad. Not bad. I'd say that's pretty good. That's a 20, 23.
23. Yeah, that's a good roll. So
Not bad.
As you're waking up from consciousness, you're lying down in your bed, your eyes shoot open, and you see something flicking through your face, and you just reach out and grab it. And it's a card. And you look at the card, and it's got the image of a fool on it.
A fool?
Yes.
Is
Like a
there
joke.
anyone standing in the room right now? Like,
You look across to the staircase that leads down, and you see a figure barely lit up by the light coming in from that you leave on in here. You see
So-
it does appear to be roll a perception check actually.
11. So 11. That is an 18.
18. So you do see a Vidalcan looking creature that does seem to have almost wings off, and it does remind you, you're immediately notified that this was 42.
42.
Yeah. And he's just like,
How
I-
did he find you?
I found your place.
So I'm going to stand up out of my bed and be like, "How did you get in here?"
I've been studying your tactics. I'm sorry.
You
I
followed me.
like the work that you're doing. I want to help. I stole that card for you to show that I'm good.
Stole this.
And you look at it. You know that this is a card called the Unlucky Fool. This is something that the guards in Ascension Square and up, all of them have one at least a day. It is a card that can be thrown down as a reaction in order to cast Dispel Magic at its lowest level.
These are valuable.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to show that I can help you out, Mr. Shadow. Please, I'll do. And he walks down the stairs. And he's standing up now, and he's just like, "What can I do to prove myself to you? I want to help you." And see, as he steps down, his wings for a second come together back underneath his.
Wait, he has wings?
Yes.
What is so?
You
What
see-
is? He's a dragonborn.
No.
Wait, what-
He looks like he has the body of a Vidalcan, but it looks like there's been some modifications to it. Roll a history check.
Not good, but let's see what history. Yeah, that's a 7.
7. So you're not quite sure what has caused these transformations within him. It's just odd, everything that you do see about him. it looks like he's got these like wings that can fold in, almost manta-like wings, and you can see that his fin in several areas are covered over like in a thick shell. It looks like there has been some modifications done to him.
He's had some upgrades.
It's like,
You-
what can I do to prove myself to you? I want to help the city like you.
I really want to help, huh?
Yes, just anything you say, I'll get it done to prove that I can fight. I can
Why?
help you. I see the bad things that happen. I want to stop them.
A lot of injustice in this city.
And all the institutions and the family houses.
Oh,
He can't. By the way, he still can't see your face. You're still in shadow from everywhere, so he hasn't seen who you are yet. He still just knows you as Shadow. Just so you know.
I'll pull back the hood.
His eyes like light for a little bit, and as he takes in what you actually look like.
I trust that you'll keep this between us.
Of course. This is like you're. If I know my families, you're Delson Mudfast, right?
I
Boys, no dummy.
You certainly have done your homework.
So
I'm in school for a reason. I'm quiet for a reason. I study. Listen.
You want to know what you can do to help this city?
Anything.
Fight for it. Go out there. Watch.
This kid's gonna get arrested.
Look. Injustice is everywhere if you look in the right places. But the key is not getting caught. So be as discreet as you can.
Stick to the shadows. And he smiles.
Quick study. Now go.
Getting a sidekick.
I can be.
Delson's getting a
Thank you.
sidekick.
I'm sure you'll hear of my work. I'll try to help.
I look forward to it.
And he rushes back upstairs and with a quick smile beforehand, and you can see the wings come out a little bit before they come right back. Just like a little bit proud, and he goes back upstairs.
Delson's getting a sidekick.
So you go through the rest
getting
of
a
your
sidekick.
morning. You go through the rest of your morning activities, workout exercises. You know those fucking like the little bar that lifts you up all the way to show like you got those big muscles. You take some arrow practice as well. Also inspecting just even in more detail the ice arrows that you do now have. And then as you are leaving the building to meet everybody in the Boiling Behemoth, you do see a quickling runs up to you as you're stepping off of your house and stops at your feet.
Can I help
The
you?
quickling's just like, yeah, I got a letter delivery, Mr. Monifast, right?
I will take it.
You takes it and you look at the actual letter. It's addressed to Delson Martifast, and you notice the seal on the back that's closed. It has the Martifast family crest on it.
Oh no!
And the
This is
quickling's just
exciting.
like, have a good day, and runs off.
It's not gonna be a good day.
I will close my eyes, take a deep breath. I will crack it open.
It says on the inside, in what you know is your mother's handwriting. My dearest Delson, you've been gone for quite long enough. I don't know what falling out you had with your father was all about, but we of the Martzas family do not run away from our problems. We fix them by staring them right in the face. Come
Oh,
home and we
that's-
can talk more over tea. Just you and me. We also would like you to attend Dai Hanada's 3 million-gallon gala with your family. Your invitation is with me. Speak to you soon, my sweet, sweet boy. Love, Cecilia Martifast.
I will pack the letter away and continue to the Boiling Behemoth.
Okay.
But Nelson is just gonna be unhappy about this. If Ray knew this was happening, she'd be like, "Oh, we have so many ins
So-
right now."
So Serenity.
Strategy.
Yes.
You awaken in your bed in Fortune's welcome gift. Your client long gone from last night. Except you awaken in a different position. You know your client from last night was very big into getting plastered, so he had convinced. There's many drinks shared between the two of you. You wake up leaning off of your bed, only your leg on the bed, the rest of your body just collapsed on the floor. And you look over. Roll a perception check. Do you have your dice on you?
Yes.
Okay.
We have good D&D parents here. Brian always has
make
dice
dinner
now.
with dice on.
Yeah.
It's not a normal thing for the rest of society.
Do-
For us,
do-
Well,
normal.
Brian,
not
do you
right.
need-
Good because
Brian, do you want me to have your character sheet up to let you know your numbers?
I'm working on loading it. I'm sorry. I'm way behind on my whole part.
No worries. What did you roll
Perception?
naturally?
I got
You
a 7 for my roll.
Oh.
7. So let's see if you have any modifier. Real
I
quick.
think
I
I
know
think
that.
he has a +2.
Perception, yeah,
correct.
you have +2, so a 9.
Ah, yeah, memorizing your
So
character sheet
it's-
slowly.
It's not that hard of a DC, but you see it through blurred eyes. You look over, and on the nightstand next to your bed, you can see some gold that does appear to be like a tip. And you look over there and raise your hand in that direction, and then you see a spectral white hand appear over there, pick up the gold, and it brings it over to your body.
Oh hell yes!
That's new.
And
This is great.
you seem very confused, but then it hits you. Everything that you've been studying through all these years into Ladris, everything that you came here and studied since coming to Zista City, it's all been trying to perfect your craft, and you've learned of people who have gained arcane abilities to further their craft. And you've been practicing for the past couple weeks, and it looks like it's finally come to fruition.
Yes.
All it took was a very long, hard night of, sex, right? Or it wasn't all the other stuff you did the day before. It was just the sex last night, right?
And the
all
book.
that
She
matters.
read a book. She also read a book.
Mhm.
I
Fine
read a
sex.
chapter.
So you're in your room. The gold that was brought over to you by your mage hand is 5 extra gold. So I will add that to your gold
Hell yeah.
amount. Jesus Christ, you have a lot of gold.
Yeah, you broke him as a
Always
character money-wise. What's
Ryan
funny is we're
James
all...
always has
A
so
lot of
much
gold.
money.
Ryan, seriously, he always has a lot of gold in game.
He knows how to hoard his money.
I'm keeping
Of
all of the
course.
gold that he gave Lemon, by the way. I'm holding up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But
What's
Yeah.
really funny about that is that like we're all supposed to be like really poor like criminals, and we all are loaded right now.
yeah.
No.
You guys-
Never said that Serenity was poor. Certainly
She
always
does have a
knew she was
date.
well
She does
off.
have a job. She's a full-time job.
I am not loaded.
That Delson,
She does pretty
you
damn well
are.
for herself. She
You
earns
own
her
an
money.
apartment complex.
But personally,
got-
I don't have very much money right now.
You stole.
Then
you
you'll get
stole
your money from your tenants.
Nelson stole money from his parents when he left, and now he's starting to run dry on those savings. And he owns a building, but there's really nobody who lives there right now. You kind of just own it, so he
And now
keeps
he's
up with the
like,
upkeep, so-
man, I guess I have to become a landlord now.
The thing he really didn't want to
It's
do.
gotten
He's
to
like,
that point of a superheroism where you broke away with the money, and you're like, "Okay, all my money's gone now. What do I do?"
I have to be a crappy landlord? Fuck.
Fuck.
I have to be that guy.
And Serenity. So you get up and there's your clothes thrown all the way around, your bed's destroyed, but you do have that cape that you had found the night prior in the Eye of Vault just sitting on your chair in front of your dresser.
Brian, quickly, you were just saying that we all have a shitload of gold. Literally, Wind Whisper has 17 gold and 1 platinum.
That's because
you
you
guys-
gave all of your gold to me.
You guys also haven't divvied up the treasure chest that Wind Whisper and Paul found. I don't know which one of you still has that treasure chest, but one of you guys has a treasure chest with 500 gold pieces in it.
Delson has it right now, I think.
No, Paul has it.
Oh,
That's all
we
I
gave it back to Paul.
We
He
gave
was
it back to
holding
Paul.
though. Yeah.
So, Paul, one thing,
Super gold though.
Seabreeze, before you and Paul left, Paul would ask, should I bring the treasure we found or keep it stored here?
Bring it.
Okay, I'll try to be discreet about it. It's a chest, but
No.
Bring the gold.
I'm gonna tell him to put the gold in different pouches and hide the pouches along his body.
See, well, I don't have too many pouches, don't you know? But I'll try my best. And he gets leathers and all things in as best he can. His backpack is like full that he does have, but he can fit it all in.
I can give him extra pouches if he needs them. I have 6 leather pouches that I bought in the very beginning.
Okay. And Serenity, what do you do with the rest of your room? Is there anything else you'd like to do in the morning? You don't you go downstairs. It doesn't seem like you have any requested client as of right now.
No, I'm just gonna head out to the meeting location.
Okay, so you head out towards the Boiling Behemoth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Rain, you awaken from your...
Before I leave, I'm gonna put on one of my spare attire.
A new attire?
Yes, a new set of attire.
Okay. Do you bring the cape or do you leave it?
Oh, the cape's coming with me.
Okay, you don't put it on, but it's coming with you, right?
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be like in my pocket.
Okay. So Rain, you shoot awake, just anger building, and you have
holding
in your hand
splinters in my hand.
The bedpost that was near your head, and you look up and it's just broken. You came up with a large like scream. And Andy, that's something that you did hear when you got into the room.
So I close the door. I go over. I knock. I go, Rain, you okay in there?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
To me.
Pitch.
You
what's
probably
up?
if you're listening, Andy, you probably can still hear her breathing heavily.
Do you need anything? I got you something while I was out.
I'll be there in a minute, Andy.
Okay. I'll go sit down and like clean up the bed that I was sleeping on last night. Like I'll tidy everything up, fold the blankets.
Okay,
Like
and
a
then you
good
sit
boy.
patiently on the couch. You can feel the sand moving in between your fur. It's as almost like Zolo is kind of feeling like how okay, like you are and having its own jitters
Andy
up your body.
tries not to pace.
And Rain, what do you do as you are alone in your room? The bedpost still clutched
Yeah,
in a clenched fist.
I think I'm gonna pause for a moment and kind of just look and be like, "That's new." She's gonna get up. She's gonna put on some of her jewelry back on, like the piercings that she takes out to sleep. Kind of look in the mirror, kind of be semi spooked at herself in the mirror in her bedroom. Be like, you know what? I'm not gonna look at myself today. This is not a.
You see the yourself in the mirror, and it's just remembered yourself from the dream with all the fresh scars, and you see them on your face, and you turn away.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna grab clothes to change into when she goes into the bathroom later, and walk out and be like, "Good morning,
You see Andy sitting very impatiently on your couch.
Is he almost
looking at your
shaking?
door.
Is he?
He's like tapping his feet. He kind of looks like I do right now, just kind of like shifting back and forth, like twiddling his thumbs. He's trying so hard.
Oh, give me a second.
And he's gonna he's gonna be quiet and let Rain talk first because she seems like she's in a bad mood.
She's like, so how was your night, Andrish?
Well, are you prepared for weird stuff?
Rolls her eyes.
The look of, okay. She's gonna walk across the room to the kitchen and put a kettle on for hot water.
Okay, don't freak out.
She's taking cups out.
Zolo, do you want to say hi to Rain?
Sand just comes off of Andy's body and just forms on the center floor of your apartment and upbuilds a miniaturized version of the bone naga that you guys had fought in Kinsel's shop, and just looks at you and goes, "Zoop!"
Rain is gonna drop one of the 2 mugs she's holding.
Oh,
Shatters on the ground.
That's
It
different.
Kind of like comes back in a little bit of fright.
it's okay. She's friendly most of the time.
I'd hope so.
Looks at
Else it
you
wouldn't
kinda
be
just
in
like,
my apartment.
Oh, I was talking about you. This is Zolo. He's a baby.
Zolo, Shara?
He's harmless.
Okay.
He hasn't
Where did you
hurt
find a
anybody.
baby bone naga?
Well, and where do you think I did? And I take out the hourglass.
I guess the meditation worked.
Yeah, I guess 4 hours of meditation will do that to somebody, and I put it back in.
Now, Andy will forever have anxiety. Well, let's just make bone nagas appear now.
Yeah, I summoned 2 bone nagas in one day. I feel like that's a first.
Probably for you, yes. Not for
Also,
society.
Brian, I want you to recall that Zolo has mending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna put that
Zolo,
out.
yeah. I know, I was gonna look over, and he was looking back and forth between the 2 of you, and then its eyes flash red for a second, and then blue, and then orange. He's like, Zolo! And walks over towards Rain, and looks up at Rain, and then down at the mug, and just, Zolo! And starts like a circle of sand just appears around the mug, and then the the glass just starts coming back together until it's no longer broken. The mug is complete again. And goes, Zolo!
Oh shit,
Thank
you
you.
can cast spells, Solo. Oh my god.
Zolo!
Okay,
suggest we
don't do
keep-
those outside, okay?
Yes.
You can't don't cast spells outside, okay?
Cocks its head.
You'll get in trouble. We'll get in trouble.
Oh, I'm so sure this will work grand. She now sets the 2.
Or
Now
bone naga,
she
I
grabs
gotta
the
get thrown off
formerly
again.
broken cup and sets it down.
He understands me. It's fine.
And then she
Right?
takes out
You'll
the.
be good, Zolo, right?
She preps the tea
Looks at you.
baubles. Because there aren't tea
Okay.
bags yet. Puts the 2 tea baubles in.
All right,
make your own tea
morning
bags.
tea.
That is
That
true, but
happens.
she just uses the baubles because they're reusable.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys
Loose
do
tea's a
as this
thing.
morning goes on?
Huh? What'd you say,
Uh,
Brian?
Loose tea leaves being used to brew tea is actually a thing.
Well,
I
yeah.
understand. She uses
I'll,
the baubles that you can get that you can fill with loose tea leaves. That's what she's doing.
I'll say, it's probably best if you come back now, Zolo, so that we can go outside.
Zolo! And he just comes back, and then you can see the sand just start going into Andy's fur until it's no longer visible.
It kind of tickles.
Probably at this
Also,
point, the water's boiling and hissing.
I saw Static and Jazz full,
That's interesting.
and let me think. I found out some stuff.
So you went on a walk after your meditation?
Like it was more like he took me on a walk. Kind of.
Okay.
So I went to this place, this burnt down house, and I went outside and there was docks, and then I found Jazzful, and also she said that there were other storms, and she told me where they hit. One was at that like magic school.
Oh,
One
that's gonna be.
was
Rain's gonna grab a notebook off of the island and begin writing, which probably looks weird that she just has notebooks everywhere.
one was in the Infinite Rainbow, and the third was at near the place we were yesterday, the eye place.
Oh, they're going to think those are related.
Well, they probably are.
We know that, but they don't.
True.
We know we have a wonderful Kanku friend who's causing trouble.
Yeah. Also, Static told me that the other Rain is also looking for stones. Probably
Why?
like the chaos fragments that we found.
That's worrisome.
Yeah, she seems to think that let's see, that the thing that's asking for them is fine and not scary, but like they're not 100% sure. It's a seagull named Cloud that talks to him. I'm probably not supposed to tell you these things. I'm telling you these things.
A seagull named Cloud that speaks.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I have a bone naga.
Rain's
Pitch
like, you're
says in the
right.
corner.
We live in a time with great magic. Anything is technically possible within reason.
And Pitch talks.
Pitch
See?
talks.
Ooh, good job.
Rain's like, that's new.
I think Pitch likes me. He only imitates me.
Great. Rain's gonna slide one of the cups of tea to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll take out the I got you a toasted croissant and a pear.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Of course. I figured you'd like something to wake up to.
She's gonna set
Also,
the pear
to
to this.
apologize for technically breaking into your house. Technically.
Why? Because you locked yourself out.
Well, on purpose. I didn't want someone else to break in.
Reasonable. Good choice.
Yeah. It's like the polite thing to do, to lock the door when you leave, right?
I love seeing Brian Main's reactions in the corner. Just
Okay, also
more
Jazzful told me a
news.
story about a Naga that lived behind the mountains.
That's so
that protected.
specific.
She was more specific. It was near Shield Falls. Shield Falls.
Can I
Rain,
for
roll a
history
history
for that?
check.
Yeah, can I roll a history? She doesn't know anything about that. I rolled a 1.
No, never rang a bell to you once
Also,
before in your life.
Also,
If I
apparently
knew it, I
Time's-
forgot it. It's gone.
Apparently, Time's alignment went there, and I know you're like thinking about them and stuff, and like
I am quite
talking about that.
curious.
So I thought you would like to know that they fought a Naga there one time for something. I don't know for what, but they fought a Naga there. Also, it seems like Zolo maybe wants to go in that direction. I don't know.
You hear from
Maybe.
Andy's skin.
A what?
You hear from
Make-
Andy's skin. So it comes from off of your skin.
I gotta watch out for that, don't I?
People are gonna question why your bot is talking, but you're not.
Yeah, yep, that makes sense. So what? I think maybe
Active ventriloquism.
once I'm allowed, maybe I can help him find that place. Seems like
Maybe
he
you'll
wants
end
to
up on
go.
an adventure of your own.
Ooh. I've always kind of wanted to be an adventurer. They're kind of cool. I
Yes,
already
but
have
quite-
the pirate hat.
Takes
so-
it back out, puts it on.
No, I left it at my dorm because it's
Okay.
pretty easily spotted.
It's a collectible.
Yeah, well, I
Keeps
figure-
collectibles from adventures.
I figure it's not super smart to wear a pirate hat around Zista right now.
That's pirate. Oh yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Rain's gonna drink part of her tea, set down because it's probably too hot. Put nearly the whole croissant in her mouth as she walks into the bathroom. Like, well, I have to get ready. As then she puts pretty much the croissant partially in her mouth as she walks in, grabbing her clothes and just walking into the bathroom. And probably mumbles, "Murder home." It's the least ladylike you've ever seen her act.
Sorry. What did you say?
You can clearly see she has no hands, and just walks into the shrugs.
Okay.
And just walks into
You
the
can
bathroom.
tell me later. While she's there, I guess I'll get changed. I probably would have brought a change of clothes. It's good to get changed in the morning.
You stopped at your dorm, so yeah. So you guys, Rain freshens up and you change into clothes. And once you guys are both all ready, it is getting around 9:30, which is the time that you believe all your friends would probably meet up.
Sand comes
Shake
out, comes
my
back
fur
in
a little bit.
Do you like one of those big cat stretches?
Oh, definitely.
And as Andy does that big cat stretch, you can see some sand fall off of him and then just get sucked back up his legs.
How easy?
I just want to let you know, Brian, I'm really glad that I don't have Zolo, because if I had to picture having sand literally on my skin 100% of the time, I'd probably throw up.
I feel like Andy would like it. I feel like it's kind of comforting. Also, cats like things like that, like sand and concrete. They like weird texture things.
Imagine if you got the necklace and Zolo, so it's just wet sand.
Ew,
Oh,
ew. No.
Would this be the most uncomfortable being in history?
Dry sand.
Just mud all the time.
Just as you step.
Okay. And then the mud just gets sucked back to you.
Ew. I hate this.
Okay, we'll stop. That's so fucked up. We need to stop.
So, you guys finish getting your morning things together. Is there anything else you want to do in the apartment? No weird visitors, nothing else. You guys can discuss, or you can head on.
I will check around the apartment to make sure nothing suspicious has happened.
If you're searching physically, roll an investigation. If you're just looking, perception.
I'm just gonna look around, just make sure nothing.
There's higher rolls for that.
Fiercely stares through the apartment and scans it.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 9.
Looks around. Your eyes got a piece of sand stuck in it at one point. You have to get it out. Everything looks fine in the apartment.
Well, at least your apartment looks safe.
Rain's probably gonna wear a different outfit than she did the day before. Probably actually have some brighter colors in it, but probably only red is the additional color.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, you look real pretty, right?
Thanks. And then she's gonna go into her hidden room, disarm the trap temporarily. There's nothing in this weird in the hidden room. Haven't found a person just there. Hey.
There is no dead body or trapped body lying in your room that wasn't there beforehand.
I will open
any
the window.
bodies that were there the night before were there, but
there were no bodies. Rain doesn't store bodies in the house.
I will open the window to see if Pitch wants to go outside. Just because he is a
you open the window and Pitch flies onto the actual window to look outside. It looks like it's a fairly sunny day. Everything's still a little bit wet and damp outside from the storms that persisted the entirety of yesterday, but the sun is shining in through the window. The clouds have parted a little bit, and it looks like a beautiful day. Pitch looks out and goes throughout all the streets. Which must be an interesting way. Yeah, just yelling pitch out there. People just thinking somebody's yelling bitch from far away.
It really does sound like he's saying bitch every time.
hmm
Rain's gonna go into her little keepsake chest, and normally she would just grab the 2 books she put in there, which are the 2 ones about the Galloways and their endeavors.
hmm
She's gonna leave the folder in there because she's like, I do not want to carry that much paper with me. She's gonna grab the 2 books in the Galloways, hide them in her bag. Then she's gonna pause as she looks at her other keepsakes, and remembering the dream from last night, and she's gonna grab the book, for the Times Alignment book from the Grove that she owns, and put it in her pack as well.
hmm Okay.
And then we're gonna go and do our thing.
All right, and then you guys
I'll
both
probably pitch
leave
fly
your-
onto my shoulder and we'll leave.
Pitch comes down, gets on your shoulder. Pitch.
I'll close the window so that people don't break into Rain's apartment.
And I'll reset my
Duly
trap and all
noted.
that jazz, you know, the crap you do, relock
And then-
everything.
And then you guys head downstairs and around the corner to meet all the rest of your crew of Lucky Cinq at the Boiling Behemoth. And let's go take a quick break right here as you
I
guys are
agree,
meeting for
'cause I have to
breakfast.
pee.
Yeah.
And go to the bathroom, get some snacks and such. We'll be back in like 15 minutes. We'll see you all soon.
Brian, use the back bathroom because I don't know if Casey's still taking a shower. Just so you
Okay.
know. Okay, see you guys
All
in a
right,
sec.
Now you guys get to genuinely discuss what happened last.
Yup. You guys see you guys in a sec. They can hear us. So I hope you guys are all ready. There's a
Hello.
fucking goddamn sticker on this stupid ass cord.
Is that gonna annoy you the entire time?
I can unplug
Of
these for a
course it
second.
will.
Yeah, I have ADHD.
Hello. We are
Oh,
back.
yes.
We had some headphones die, so things have been going great, but we're back and we're
This is
gonna
not our
finish
first
off this
failure of the
morning strong.
day, as we had a computer die earlier today.
Yeah,
You know.
it's been a disaster today with streams, but you know what we're
On
known for.
brand.
I'd say highly successful.
True.
Comparatively, yes.
It's not our worst, yeah.
But everybody finishes their morning little escapades or little things that had gone on. And you guys
Vignette.
Get their makeup on, put their jewelry on, get the nice clothes on.
and you
Ray's
guys
wearing,
get over to the Boiling Behemoth about 9:45 and 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys all meet up
Wow,
there
we're
with
late
the
today.
same like the because you guys went to bed fucking between 1 and 1:30 at night basically.
True.
But you guys get there, you can see all the steam coming from all the incense just outside the shop, and Lila T's inside with all her young goblins just running around. It seems like a pretty average morning. There are people outside at some of the tables and inside, but you guys are able to secure the same table that you have gotten the previous mornings.
Cool.
What was my train of thought? Fuck.
Paul.
Morning, Andy. How's everybody's sleep?
Eventful.
I'm just gonna mimic snoring.
Oh, I'm glad you slept soundly, buddy. By the way, I think Wind Whisper. You guys all look to Wind Whisper
No,
and see his new form.
I'll point at Wind Whisper and say, are you a different color?
You dye your hair?
He is a different color.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say sea breeze, and then I'm gonna go and flick up my little cockatiel mullet thingy.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess
And
the
then
good thing
Callum,
is...
And Callum, all you hear behind you is just like, yeah, I'm here now. I'm wet hand. Oh, dude, shit, none of you can hear me.
I can hear you.
You guys just see Wind Whisper
Yeah.
turn up.
Who can hear you?
Oh,
Who
no.
can you hear? Who can you hear?
Well, Wind Whisper just wants to go by the name Sea
Breeze.
Breeze now.
Sea breeze.
Sea
Okay.
That's fine. Names change over time.
And apparently he speaks to someone named Wet Hand now. He's real. He lifted something across the room earlier, but yeah.
You mean like a
look-
ghost?
I just look in a direction and say, "Hi, Wet Hand. I'm Andy."
And Seabreeze, you just see Andy stare off in a direction, not looking towards Wet Hand. And Wet Hand's like,
I'm just gonna point at Wet Hands and say, and lift up the necklace and say, artifact. Rah!
he's just like, that worthless landlubber isn't too bright now, are they?
Part of the crew, and I give him another stern look.
I can't.
And I gesture
him. That's
around
not
the
fair.
table.
Yeah, that's so mean.
I gesture
It's
around
like-
the table and I say, this is my crew. Rah!
He's just like, well,
No, I say
Not
this is
much.
our crew.
Mm.
I say this
They're
is
not-
our crew.
they're not the most impressive bunch, but
Rain's
They
probably
look like
literally
some
reading
worthy-
2 books of Dwarven.
Now I wish I
As
wore
he
my
says
hat.
they're not the most impressive bunch, I'm gonna like throw an elbow at Wet Hands and go and wink at him and say, useful skills.
and it just pokes right through his form. He's just like, ugh.
He's like, oh, I like
Well,
that.
I guess Rapscallion's gonna have some interesting talents.
Well,
I like
Rain's
that word.
Rain's gonna speak up and say, well, at least you look different now. It'll help throw off those who have noticed you.
I'm gonna nod.
You definitely can't come with me to the police station now.
I know.
Yeah.
Wind
Didn't
Whisper
want
should
to.
not.
Paul's just like, so we had an interesting morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm gonna gesture to Paul and I'm gonna be like, pass that, or I'm slip him a note that says, "Pass out the treasure, the booty."
be like, oh, and he'll start counting the gold in the chest, and as he's doing
and
that,
Rain
he's
under
just
her
like,
breath is like, not in the cafe.
I'm gonna just say this: that he probably separated it into pouches
Already.
evenly. Yeah, exactly. I have enough pouches for all of us.
He's meticulous. He starts reading, recounting inside the pouches, not like taking them out, but he's looking through as he's just
You're
making
gonna
sure he's got even amounts.
hear Rain sternly say, not in the cafe.
Oh,
It's a good
okay.
way to get shit stolen, dude.
Yeah, time and place.
We'll wait till we're on our way towards the station. Find a good alleyway and we'll deal with it then.
Okay, well, everybody should get around 83 gold.
Awesome.
83. Okay, let's do the
Now.
math now.
That's a very good haul, Paul.
Thank you. Did anybody else get anything interesting? Get anything interesting the night before, or anything happen?
No.
Nothing I can share at the table.
I'm gonna pass Rain the like report that I wrote up about what happened in the elemental plane of water.
Okay.
That's my police report right there.
Yeah, that's it. That was your report.
My homework.
My homework, yeah.
You start reading through and you see everything that Wind Whisperer can accurately recall from the night before, about the water plane, Feshalilipuddle, the tsunami elementals, the chaos fragments.
Does this
the
include
war-
the amount of time that it took for the portal to reopen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, where he says how long ago Feshalilipuddle said the portal opened previously.
Rain's gonna take out her put down the 2 dwarven books she's been looking at, and take out her other notebook and write it down, and kind of be like, "Do you guys recall what year it is?"
Two.
Paul
One
thinks
of
for a
them.
second up in the air.
Do I know what year it is?
We all
Yes,
should
you know.
I just said it.
Yeah, Andy knows. We all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2222.
It's easy to remember. It's 2222.
Rain begins tapping on her notebook and is like,
2.
interesting.
What a beautiful dog.
Because the last time the portal was
Thank
open
you.
was 222
She
days.
wants to sit in my lap.
Oh, 222 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Also, Rain.
Yes, Stelson.
I will reach into my bag and pull out the letter.
Oh, Rain just loves collecting all this shit. She's the queen of gossip and crap, and she's like, "Oh, there's stuff to write notes on."
I will hold it out to her and say, "My mother has reached out to me."
I'm gonna take it from you and look at it and make sure the rest of the group can't read the note.
I can't read it anyway. It can face me.
Rain's kind of like, she's been pretty flat in terms of her emotions, closer to like unhappy, and she's gonna actually smile and be like, "Now that is genuinely exciting." And she's gonna write some notes about what it says in your little thing from your mom, and then hand it back to you and be like, "We'll deal with that this afternoon."
Are you interested in accompanying me?
I'm very curious to see the Montefass home. Always have been. In my travels, I've not gotten the chance.
I don't think I need to tell you this, but when we do, we need to be on our best behavior.
Absolutely.
We're
Best
gonna have
behavior.
split sessions again.
Oh, we're gonna split sessions all the time. That's who we are as this heist group. It's the only way you can run a heist. You have to team A, do that. Team B, do that. It's just how heists work, Brian.
Does anyone want to make bets as to how many sessions this day is gonna have?
Oh,
It's 8.
Probably.
What do you want to bet?
On average, it's 8 sessions.
I
I'm
want to
gonna
bet that
say-
it's 7 sessions because 7 is my lucky number.
Okay. Are we writing this down, guys? So,
Yeah, what are we
Callum
writing
7.
I'm
My
gonna
pen isn't
say
working.
this day
No,
is
Brian,
gonna
you can't be
end
part of it because you're gonna fucking make it that way.
by
Yeah, you have no choice.
I'll write it
We,
down.
who caused the chaos? We're guessing. I'm
Callum
saying 8.
said 7 sessions.
What's the bet? What are we anteing?
I
don't know.
think whoever. Oh man, whoever wins, we pull in to buy them a really nice pair of metal dice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah, let's do that.
Because that means
Okay.
no one really loses because we get to give a gift to a friend.
Okay,
I like
Colin,
that.
what did you say?
I said
for
8 days because that's been our pretty consistent
8
average.
sessions?
Yeah, that's been our pretty consistent average. 8
Callum said 7?
sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Does that include split sessions?
I do not. If we do 1A, 1B, that's 1 session.
Okay.
Because that's what we've done prior. I'm saying that's based on
Mhm.
prior precedent. I think 8 sessions. We're starting what?
Yeah,
we're
not
at
the number of, but the number that we're on.
Yeah, we will finish at whatever this number is plus 8. I don't even
So
remember what
number
session number
one-
we are.
Number 1 is session 17
20.
today.
You're thinking 25.
Yeah.
Callum's saying 24.
Yep.
I'll say we'll end on 26.
Okay, Brian says 26. Vicky and
Okay.
Andrew, what do you say?
I'm gonna say 6 more.
Okay,
Oh, he's gonna
so
go low.
23.
You are a
You're gonna
dreamer.
rush through this fucking day, huh?
Okay, Andrew's saying 6 sessions.
Now, what happens if we want to have the same
Is
number
that-
as another person?
Is that including this session?
Well, if you're the same number to another
Today is
person,
session
that's
1.
allowed.
Today
If
is
you want the same
first
number as
session
another
of
person.
today.
But it means we have to buy 2 people dice. Which is fine.
Huh.
You guys,
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
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 9.
9.
Okay,
I-
so 17 plus 9, 18, 19, 20, 21,
26.
22, 23, 24.
It's the same thing as
20,
Brian. So
25.
Brian and Andrew want the
Yeah.
same number. That's
Oh,
fine.
I
Brian
thought it
and
was
Andrew have the same number. Brian and Andrew have the same
Oh,
number.
yeah. 26, yeah, 26, yeah. All
That's
right.
allowed. That just means we buy
So-
2 people dice.
I'm gonna think about it a little more.
You're allowed to. We'll by the end of the session make that choice. We got distracted totally though. So focus back.
Rain and Delson were talking about the Martathas meeting tonight.
Rain's mood is gonna get much cheerier than she was when she probably was sitting in the place just sipping her tea and reading her books. And be like,
Is Rain
Nope.
drinking tea right now?
yeah. This is her second cup of the day.
Is anyone watching right now?
Roll a perception
Probably
check.
we're in a fucking cafe and we're a very large group with a can
I'll roll
who's
up.
brightly fucking colored.
I will roll
This
a
is at
perception.
disadvantage.
Oh shit, that's right. It's at disadvantage. Okay. Well, my first roll was a 17. Oh, my second roll was a 19.
Can I roll a
Okay.
perception check for this?
I got a 23.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good. These are good
Yeah.
rolls. These are good rolls. Rain's okay with this. She doesn't get choice.
What'd you get, Andrew?
19. 19.
19. Okay, both of you guys are able to see. There are no eyes on you. The cafe does have other patrons in there, and Lility and her children are running around serving morning treats and coffee. You do see the table closest to the exit, when you guys are the furthest one in, does have 6 guards that are sitting around enjoying a morning meal. But nobody does seem to be particularly paying attention to you guys right now.
I will.
What color
But
is
the guards
Rain's
are
mug?
probably paying attention to everything in the room.
Yeah, get the guards. Well, unless they're not working yet. And what were you saying, Callum?
What color is your mug?
I don't fucking know. It's whatever mug they gave me.
Okay, I'm turning your tea like bright green
As you're
with
picking up the
shape water.
Okay, as
Cool.
you're picking it up to sip, you just see the color of your tea suddenly change colors.
And as you notice it and probably make like a really you roll your eyes and are like,
She's giving you that
Fucking-
look of, I know you're doing magic. Please stop doing magic in a very public place I go to breakfast every morning.
Well,
no, I know, but I'm gonna wink at you and be like, and I'm just gonna whisper useful skills.
Wet
We'll talk
Hand is gonna
about
be
your
like,
new useful
nice trick,
skills
matey.
later.
Also, Delson is just gonna say, "Does anyone else smell the sea right now?"
I'm just gonna slowly raise my hand and just be like, "That's me."
I sniff with
Like, there's probably water dripping down my
breeze.
elbow right now.
I sniff sea breeze.
You sniff sea breeze, and there is a very sharp scent of the sea around him. However, also when you get a lot closer to him, you do feel a little bit cold the closer you get to him.
Kind of shiver a little bit. Brian, just so you're aware, I do have the shards of that sword still on me.
Yes, I know.
Okay, keeping that.
We're not dealing with that problem yet. I'm like,
I know.
okay.
I'm just letting him know. 'Cause
We're very ADHD this session. Delson, I will be in my best behavior and my best dress. Don't worry.
Ooh, you're gonna get fancy.
Oh, Rain's gonna dress proper if she's meeting someone's mother.
It's much appreciated.
You didn't dress fancy when you met my mom.
Rain doesn't want to say what she wants to say. She's like, I apologize.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well-
very flat. It's a little flat, like, oh no, I've totally realized let loose that Rain has a hierarchy of people in her own mind.
I know.
That she is
doesn't realize that.
Rain doesn't mean to be classist, but she was raised that way.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just who she is.
Paul says, "So it looks like tonight we're splitting up again, y'all.
I'm
if y'all
sure over the course of today we will split up many a times, but we'll do our best to stay together.
Well, in the evening, if you two all split up, if Andy, Seabreeze, or Serenity wants to hang out with me again, I can have guests over my house.
He
actually,
just wants friends. The poor boy.
I actually have something that I need to do later on today, so maybe y'all can help me out with
You
that.
have a task, Paul.
Absolutely. I'm gonna just look at him and I'm gonna go to put my hand on his shoulder, but stop right before I do.
He pauses. He's like, no, don't, no.
No, I know, and I'm gonna wipe my hand on my pants, and I'm gonna be like, absolutely, Paul.
Thank you.
Is Seabreeze noticeably wet?
Yeah.
The more
He's
you look
dripping.
at Seabreeze, you can see his feathers are quite drenched almost constantly.
Is there a puddle growing underneath him, or is it just
It's more of you can just see the when he's sitting down in the chair, you can kind of see it squeeze for a quick second. It's not constantly pouring, but it's the whole space is just wet. It's sitting on a chair in wet pants.
I
It's
touched
very
him.
It's reminiscent of the gentleman in Critical Role.
Yeah, I know. I
In a way.
touch him.
You're gonna
Does
touch
he
him?
feel? Yeah. Does he feel wet
Oh.
to the
So you
touch?
touch him, and he is very wet. And when you do put your hand against through his feathers, it feels cold too. Very similar to the cold that you felt when you were swimming around the Eye of All in that section where you found the where the blade pieces were.
I get this weird feeling, and is Wind Whisper dead? I feel like Andy's
Insight check.
still dead. You got it. Because that's the only time that people are cold in Andy's experience. That's a 15.
15. Having your hand run across Seabreeze's arm, you are able to feel a pulse at times through the
Okay.
cold, so you know that he is alive.
Oh, okay.
Or is he
And
undead?
that's good. That's
You're cold, and I pull back.
I'm gonna wink and kind of nod into my bag.
Okay. I don't know what you're trying to tell me, but all right.
Time and place. Time and place.
You notice Wet Hand starts just wandering
At
off,
least.
and he walks through a wall to get out of the room for a second. He looked bored.
Fair.
I'm gonna go follow Wet Hand.
You're gonna follow Wet Hand?
Before you
Yeah.
walk
The
off,
wall?
Rain's gonna say to you, please make sure your compatriot does not cause a fuss where I eat breakfast every morning.
I'm just gonna point out the door and say he left.
Okay.
And you're gonna leave out the door to follow him?
as I like go to leave, I'm gonna look over my shoulder and be like, like scribble some shit in my notebook real quick, and I'm gonna be. And basically, what I wrote down was, "Where are you guys going, and where can I meet you, and when?"
Rain's gonna say, meet us at... Oh crap, what the fuck is the store that's the front for Auto? I forgot the name of it. Fuck.
Oh, we could just say Auto.
Fiona's Flower Works.
Yeah. No, but I want to say Auto's in public because there's guards in the room, and he's a criminal.
True.
He's a major criminal. Why would I say, yeah, we're going to Auto's place? You mean Auto's a criminal?
You could say the flower shop we were at.
We're going to the flower shop we were, yes, the other day.
Yeah.
Wind Whisperer was never there.
I go.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay, we're going to Fiona's Flowers.
I say to Seabreeze, I say, see you later. And I wink.
Seabreeze, roll a history check with disadvantage to see if you know where Fiona's Flower Works is.
Ask people. It's commonly known.
Oh, fuck yeah. There it is.
Why is Harper so concerned?
I got a 17.
She's
17.
in love with Cole.
You have
So
heard
now
of
she's
Fiona's
all
Flower
in.
Works. You've passed by it in Krulin's Crag before, so you do know where it is.
Okay. Can I quickly try to pickpocket my portion of the gold off Paul and run away? And like not run away, but like make my exit.
Yeah,
Also, Rain's going to hand
you.
you a new blank notebook because you've handed your other notebook to her.
Right, because I basically filled it with all the shit that happened in the water plane.
Yeah, so she's going to hand you a new blank notebook so that way you have a new writing thing.
Thank you.
She understands. It's one of those, Rain's kind, within reason. Also, notebooks are cheap when you buy them in bulk.
All right, so Wind Whisperer heads off after. Well, roll your sleight of hand check to go see if you can stealthily steal. And it's a sleight of hand check at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
It is
I love
17.
exhaustion. 17.
I'm going to make a
Alright.
perception check.
You're going to smile and be like,
For
yeah.
fun.
Oh, I don't mind if you guys notice. I don't even mind if Paul notices. I just don't want
I don't notice. That was an 8.
None of the guards or anybody seems to notice you. You can add 83 gold to your inventory.
Why is 83 gold in
Seabreeze.
my inventory?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add it. I
And
feel like we can
Seabreeze
just do
exits
that off
outside the
screen.
Boiling Behemoth, and you guys are all left inside.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys, if you're paying attention to Rain, but you're gonna know she keeps on looking at the children of the goblin children, kind of running around, kind of oddly. No, she's not hiding it, but she's every once in a while kind of just staring off.
I notice, you know.
You're gonna roll to notice, Vicky.
Yeah, I would roll to see if you notice that she's staring kind of oddly
insight.
off to space. She's more distracted than she ever
14.
is normally.
What is it?
14.
14. Okay. Conlon, what would she see?
I would say
she 14
probably 14. You'd probably notice. It wouldn't be a very high DC. She's not hiding it. She's just kind of more distracted than normal.
Like in between her reading, she's looking up and seeing the.
Like in between reading, Seabreeze's notes, she's kind of just every once in a while, kind of just like staring off into space at the children, like serving the tables. And then when they walk past, like behind someone, she kind of just goes back to reading again. You can tell she's distracted, oddly.
One of the times when she's distracted, I'm just gonna push a little more food onto her plate while she's not looking, just to make sure she eats.
Oh, that's very
kind. And at this time, too, all the soldiers get up and they're like, Leela T, thanks for another breakfast. We got a busy day, so we're gonna head out. Thank you. And she's like,
Did they pay?
Guys, I'll be right back. I need to take Harper's out.
Yep.
Okay.
See you in a little bit, Brian.
Did they pay for their meal?
You do see them throw down some silver and copper pieces on the table.
I'm just making sure. I'm keeping my eye on them.
There's some people who are there's guards who do their job very well and actually give a crap, and then there's guards who are like, I got a power problem.
I'm keeping my eye, because I like Leela T. She's nice.
Rain likes Leela T too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason she goes to the same coffee shop every day.
And then Paul is just like, so you said we're going back over to the flower workshop?
Yes,
Yeah.
we need to make a stop on the way over, but that's where we're probably going to go this morning.
Where first?
A place none of you can go. You'll have to
Lame.
wait while I run
Do
an
we have
errand.
to? Is it the armory where we have to go? Didn't we all have to report our stories?
We will have to go there, but on the way... Actually, is that on the way? I need to look at the map.
Can we make it
Also-
on the way, Brian?
Would Delson
Can you just
know,
move where the armory?
No.
What, Andrew?
would
Over
Delson
here.
know where he might find a bag of holding?
All you have been told so far is that sounds like something either down in the Underzista or a normal shop might have something like that.
Yeah. We're going to
From
normal shop later
some
today.
people.
You know that. We've been
We're
over the
going
schedule
to
before.
normals?
Yep. After your date, we're going there.
Awesome. I've been wanting to go there for like
Brian, where's the Eye of
2
All
days.
again?
The Eye of All is in the border in the upper right-hand corner. It's that circle.
That
Not where
circle?
we're
Okay.
going. So
That is
not-
where the Eye of All is. The Armory is in Divinity's Overlook, right at the northern point of the suspended superiority, right where that long road goes to. It's right there at the end.
Oh, so it's like right in front of before you begin looking over suspended superiority?
Yes, right where it actually
Ooh,
says.
that's an
on the map.
interesting building.
Mhm.
I have history
then-
with that building.
Then normal shop is over in
I don't think
Haverwing's
Rain wants to go to
Edge.
that building.
Normal shop is over in Haverwing's
Yeah,
Edge.
I know where normal shop
in
is.
the southernmost point in that curl. And then Andy's date is over in Nature's Direction,
Yeah, I know.
on one of the rings next to
Okay.
the western road.
And Fiona's flower
then
shop
yeah,
is over in
Cruin's Crag near
Crulin's
the
Crag.
edge.
Okay, so I'll go. I'll do
ring.
that errand when we're on the way to Otto's shop. Otto's thing. So we'll go. I'm like, okay, so here's the plan. We're going to each randomly pick a time to walk and talk into the armory. Rain's gonna take out a notebook and begin viciously scribbling. She's like, I'm going to write a written confession and hand it in first. Each of you count to choose a random number within a couple minutes and just walk in, give your statement, lie if you must, keep it consistent to what you said the night of, and leave. Andy, I suggest you lie that Wind Whisper is still resting for the day after he passed away the night before.
Rain, I can only count to like 30.
Then you'll go after me.
Okay. Okay.
Delson, you're going to need to fabricate the statements you took the night of us when you walk in, since you have to walk in as if you're a god, since that was your lie for the night.
Right. So I will work on fabricating those reports.
So ask each of us, as we walk over, ask each of us what we
Well, why don't
are
we
going to
practice?
say we saw to make sure your reports corroborate us.
We could practice right now, though.
We can, but we should probably not do it in the cafe. We should begin walking slowly there.
Oh, okay.
And each work with Delson for him to write up a report that he'll give in a notebook.
How much do we each owe Leela T, Brian, for breakfast?
For a breakfast, I'd say probably a silver and 5 copper for just
I
a
pay at
normal
the end of the week, so I don't have this problem.
I'll cover Seabreeze since he left.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not a problem. It's a silver.
Yeah. Also, you were focused to make sure he didn't cause trouble. You're a new friend, so like reasonable as hell.
Mhm.
Plus, you gave me the gold that I'm using to pay. It's fine.
Rain is going to look at Paul and Serenity, even though Serenity's not here anymore, and say, make sure your two stories are dead, perfect, corroborated. If you two
And-
are supposedly together, you need to have the same lies in case they separate you.
Serenity's just like, of course, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend messing around, right, Paul? And Paul's like, yeah, right.
Shh. Either way, corroborate it. I don't care how much detail you choose to go into it. I do not want to be in the room when you have that conversation. We'll pause this uncomfortably.
Paul would probably be like, very little detail as already. He's just like, oh,
The
so
best detail.
And I think I need to tell you something,
Who did you say that to?
Rain.
Okay.
And I'm gonna whisper. I threw a hammer at the ceiling of the Eye of All. How do I explain it that I did that?
You panicked.
Someone definitely saw me.
You say you panicked. You saw an Arakakra up there and thought you were going to hit it and you missed. And you apologize if you hurt any guards in the process. And you'd be very, very sorry.
Okay.
I want your best puppy dog eyes.
But I'm
What color are Andy's eyes again?
They're
Callum,
blue.
I was thinking the same thing, but I'm a cat.
I know.
I try to do the sad cat face.
Oh, yeah. And I bet with Andy's big... What color are Andy's eyes again? Aren't they blue?
They're bright blue.
I thought so. I have good memory.
Like
I'm just
ice.
imagining Andy's big ice blue eyes just... And just you'd be like, I'm sorry, my friend died that night. I'm like, if you can work out waterworks, it will only convince them further.
Create and destroy water on your face.
Yeah. Well, also, Andy did lose a friend. A friend did die that night. Andy can get himself worked up.
I can just, I can just think about how I carried my friend's dead body. That should work. Yeah.
Get yourself worked up. Rain continues writing a full confession of what she's done. Brian, I will one day send you the confession. I'm not doing it tonight. I don't have time.
Paul speaks up and says, Delson, are you submitting written reports or what are you doing for yourself?
You have to do written reports, Delson.
Yeah.
Because you're acting as a guard who would do a full written report for each individual person you talk to. But you remember, you didn't talk to me. You only got everyone else's statement, not mine. I walked out separately.
Okay.
Delson, roll a intelligence check for how well you remember a guard's report to be. I'm going to say you can add your proficiency modifier to it because you were a guard.
Yeah, that makes sense. He has had to write reports before, but he's a little rusty.
It's not good. It's not good.
So add your intelligence modifier and then your proficiency modifier to your roll.
That would be an 11.
11.
You're right, but you said you were not an active duty guard, so being rusty's okay.
You remember off-duty guard, not non-active, so it's just his day off. Yeah, you remember the structure of the reports. Well, whether the written information and the order in which it goes in, a little bit rusty on that. It's been a while, but you do know the general layout of the report.
It's kind of like trying to do MLA format like 6 years after you've done
and
it.
she's like, oh god, I remember this.
No, you want to know what really pissed me off? I spent my entire high school career learning MLA, and then when I got to college, every paper had to be in APA format.
Yeah.
Well, I kept on MLA because creative writing, but yeah, there's so many every other class was APA, and I'm like, I don't fucking want
Guess what's even more fun is me, an engineering major. My papers were in 3 different formats depending on what class I was taking. If I took a liberal arts class, it was an MLA. If I took certain of my science classes in APA, and if I took certain engineering classes, it was in a totally different format that was engineering specific. So fuck my existence.
we get on so many tangents.
I know, but we were genuinely angry. Either way, Delson, you probably in your own report should say, I apologize for my, I haven't written a report like this in a long time. You should probably say that in your report as your fake person.
Okay.
Apologize
or
openly.
Seem like he doesn't care about his job and get the other guy in trouble. That would be kind of funny.
I guess he's gonna get arrested for shitty reports.
No,
are you gonna try to write the report over breakfast?
The actual guard will just get demerit or whatever.
What?
Yes.
Well, he's gonna be in writing it. I think he's gonna continue working on it as we walk. Because he's going to ask each of us information. What's up,
guys? Look who I got.
Bye, baby.
I got home.
It's a
A
baby.
The baby.
It's my baby.
It's
It's a
little
baby.
baby.
Oh god, we're getting so
Brian
checked
named
by
it.
Harper in that early session now, baby.
Just had a baby.
Mm.
But Delson,
Thank you.
roll. You're trying to do basically it's not a forgery, but it's a fake report you're trying to make.
So is it gonna be like
Roll.
a performance check, maybe?
I'd say yes.
This
I'd
me
say it's a
doing it. It's a
performance.
forgery kit because I know how to forge
Yeah.
stuff.
It's either an intelligence check or performance check. So basically one of the two. You can fake something, use intelligence or your performance. So you could say you can use charisma.
Whatever's better. Whatever.
Calligraphy, you gotta have that flair.
Oh, Rain is writing a great report. Do you want me to roll for my report that Rain's writing? For how good of a lie it is?
I rolled really well.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 21.
21. Okay. The finished product is going to look official enough. Rain, it's up to you. You're not particularly writing like a guard's report. You're writing like a case witness's report.
Yep,
so
I'm writing a full of what I did that night.
How official do you want your case witness to report?
It's going to look like a normal person wrote it. It's not going to look very official. It's going to look like a normal person who was asked to write a report wrote it and saying, I was walking to blah, 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 and like name a couple like restaurants and like a restaurant I was walking to and like some fake place I work.
Okay, you can roll a intelligence check or a performance check.
Yeah, you could be like, I'm a waitress at this bar. I was
Yeah.
walking to work. I take the shortcut every night.
Well, no. The answer is I was told of this new shortcut through the eye.
Yeah.
And apparently my friend Kelly, she was fucking wrong.
Yeah, my
Kelly.
friend Kelly was fucking with me. Like, she was trying to,
get me in
she was trying to
trouble,
get me in
apparently.
trouble,
Guys,
yeah.
we're saying the F word around a baby.
The baby doesn't know.
He has headphones in.
Oh,
okay.
The baby
Yeah, that's why.
doesn't know
That's why I'm
also.
not caring.
The baby.
Oh man, it's gonna be so hard when Cole's over and we're working on
Baby
cars.
can't hear anything.
Yeah, they're not gonna process it anyways. Either way, I roll an
So
intelligence
intelligence
check
report.
because Rain has very high intelligence.
That's okay.
Okay.
And that is an unnatural 20.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So it comes together as a pretty well put together report. You guys.
Of course, I
finish
am
up
also
your breakfast,
lying in
like
that,
I
Brian.
said.
Do you want me to do a deception check or no?
If you're gonna lie, yeah, roll a deception check in there.
Brian,
as
the
well.
entire report is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
I'm not even using my name. I'm naming a random person named Kelly and making up a last name for her.
So roll a deception check.
Okay.
Ellie Jensen.
Yeah, just a random ass fucking like human name.
Kelly Donahue.
Okay,
Donahue.
that's pretty good.
That's
That's a
better.
23.
23.
Ooh.
You feel like your
Yeah.
storytelling is pretty convincing.
Rain is good at this.
This is not her first forged witness statement. This is
So everybody can pay
the
the
reason Rain's
silver
not
and
in
5
jail.
So everybody can pay the silver and 5 copper for your morning meal. If there's anything else you guys
Rain
want to
doesn't
discuss,
because she
or you
pays
can
at the
go
end of the
off
week.
hour. Okay.
I put on my tab.
Wind Whisper.
Yes.
So Wet Hand gets into the alley to the side of the tea shop and is just looking around a corner like he's trying to be sneaky, even though he's a ghost and nobody can see him anyway.
I just imagine this ghost like,
around.
yeah, sleuthing. When Whisper's just standing there, you good? You good?
So
He looks over and he sees that there's a stall around the corner that seems to be selling corn. And he can see
Selling what?
underneath
Corn.
And he can see
Corn.
underneath the stand itself, there seems to be a jar that you can see some coins in it. And he just goes over it, and you can see he casts Mage Hand once more, or you can see him do the motions, and the invisible hand that he does have does appear and go over there, and you can just slowly see. Okay, and you can slowly see the jar just floating over from underneath.
is
there until
anyone
it-
watching?
He rolled a stealth check, and he did that very well. So you can
Good.
see him
Okay.
And he goes over until the jar is right next to him, and he puts it on the ground in front of him, and he reaches into it, and his hand just goes through it, and he's like, "Bloody fuck! Can't steal shit anymore."
Well, apparently
I'm
he
gonna
can. He
walk
just
up and
can't
take
take it.
I'm gonna walk up and take the coin jar.
Okay. So
Poor
you
merchant.
take the coin jar. If you look
Working
in the
their ass
inside,
off.
it does look like inside they had about 13 gold pieces.
Noise.
They had 31 silver pieces, and then 34 copper pieces.
How much silver?
31,
And how much copper?
34.
Cool.
Wayhand's just like, at least you can get some of the plunder.
I'm gonna say to Wet Hands, like in a conspiratory tone, I'm gonna be like, "Buy things for you, rah!"
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know if anything you buy for me is gonna work, but he just thinks he's just like. Now, what was it that your friend said that the year it was they were talking earlier is 2222?
2,222.
He's just like, huh. The last time that I was around, it was 1222.
Holy shit!
It's been 1,000 years exactly.
Wow.
That's a long
Like,
time.
The world clearly has changed. I don't recognize any of this. I've never been to Zista, but I doubt it looked like this back in my time. I can't even fathom how tall these buildings are.
Bet the queen was still there, rah!
Does he even realize that this is a floating city?
He's heard of
never been
Zista.
to Zista. He's heard of it, but he's never seen it or anything like that.
But he would, if he's heard of Zista, he's heard of Queen Kittery.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, yeah, is it the same queen? I heard that she was around since the beginning of it all. She's still here 1,000 years later.
Do I know the name Kittery, or do I just know her as the queen?
Queen Kitteris and Queen Kitty. You have heard those terms before.
I think Rain said them out loud. Also,
Queen Kitteris, rah!
It's like, I believe that was the name. Oh,
what were you saying, Colin?
Everything.
I said I think Rain said them out loud near you before.
Oh, you were saying also something.
I thought I was not important.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
Sorry, I just didn't mean to interrupt you. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay, it happens.
Oh,
We try very hard.
a lot of things stay the same and some things change, but all right, so what is you and your crew doing? Are we just trying to rob this town of all its riches?
So I'm going to take out the notebook Rain just got me, and I'm going to write down what Rain has told me.
Please make sure you destroy that after that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Holds it up in front of him. Ghost is looking at it, but it just looks like you're holding a pad up to air.
No, well, we're right
This
up
is
against
a
an
confession
alleyway.
that you're committing the biggest crime in Zista's history.
Mm-hmm. And he looks through it and he's just like, wow, that's pretty ambitious of you all.
Biggest crime in history.
While we're talking, I'm going to start heading over to a shop where any shop that I know of where I could buy a net and possibly arm.
Okay. Roll a general charisma check. This helps you search through the town to see if you can find what you're looking for.
Okay, that is a 16.
This is an ability check, so it is technically at disadvantage.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, that's still a 16. I rolled higher on the second one.
Okay. A 16. So it takes a few minutes. I'd say probably about 15-minute walk to get to a place that does sell a net. It does seem like there is a small fishing stall where you can see fishing rods, fishing lures, bait, and then there are some nets as well.
Cool. Is there anything of interest, or is it just that stuff?
It just looks like it's a humble little fishing stall that's on the side of the road, but it does have nets in abundance.
All right, I'm gonna point to one, and say to the shopkeeper, one please.
Okay, net go for. Say he's like 1 net. Sure. It looks like it's a human male. It seems to be a redhead, and he's looking down. He's just like,
One question though: is this gonna be able to go on my underbarrel attachment, or am I gonna have to modify it?
"Yep, any nets can be attached to the underbarrel attachment."
Can I reload one as an action, or do I have to like?
Yeah, if you have more than 1 net, you can reload one with an action. If you have anything to ignore the loading property, then you won't have to, as well as you affix it to it as part of the action of reloading. So if you don't have something where you can ignore the reloading, you get it on when you're reloading your weapon.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask for how much are they?
He says, "Oh, 1 full net would be about 5 silver pieces apiece."
5 silver pieces.
They are standard nets. There's nothing too particular about them.
I'm gonna ask for 6.
6 nets. Okay. He has 6 nets in stock. You can purchase that. So that is 3 gold pieces or 30 silver pieces.
I hand him the 30 silver pieces from that jar.
Okay.
And I give him an extra 1 silver piece and 34 copper pieces to unload it on him.
Oh. It's like, oh. Well, thank you. Here's your nets, and he gives them to you. You can store them around in your inventory.
Okay.
All right. And where do you head off to afterwards?
I'm gonna look for a place where I can buy armor, hopefully.
Okay.
Well, actually, do I know anything about Normal's shop?
You don't know much about it. All you know is that the group heard about Normal Shop and was recommended to go there, and then you found the Chaos Fragment outside of it and what Normal ended up saying to you.
Yeah, and what the Elemental Evil said to me. Yeah.
Yes. You don't know too much about her wares. From what you've gathered, she sells interesting things, normal things from the title.
Maybe I'll hold off on buying the armor for now.
You know that Rain told you to go to Fiona's Flower Works later on. What time did you tell on the paper, Rain? In how many hours, basically? Or
I guessed it would take an hour to 2 hours for us to get there. Hour and a half to 2 hours for us to get there.
So 9:45, so probably like 11:45.
Yeah, I'd say about noon. Because I think that's because I kind of imagine Andy would not end up with us at Fiona's Flower Works.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not ideal, but okay.
Well, because you're gonna give your statement and then you're gonna go to your date. What time's your date? Your date's at like 11:30, right?
We didn't really pick a time. It was just lunch time.
Well, noon is lunchtime.
Yeah.
So so it means you're split up to go do lunch when we do go hang out at Otto's where Andy's gonna get bored anyways.
Yeah, I just mean that Vojo might have been extra thankful if I was the one to hand over the stuff.
That is true.
But
we can have Serenity be a fucking...
You see Serenity, Brian, just like, hey, me.
Serenity could just be me.
Serenity could just be a fucking...
Could be Andy.
Yeah, that's not that much of an issue.
Specifically Andy would be good.
Yeah, it's not worry.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay.
We're good. We'll plan.
Continue.
All right. So, as Wind Whisper or Sea Breeze is wandering around through the streets getting this net, you guys all pay for your meal and you head out. And where do you guys go? To the Nial Cheek Hair Armory and transfers?
Yeah, we go to that main armor. We go near that main armor. We go to an alley nearby.
Okay.
And I say, I think we all should split up. Begin counting after you see me walk into the armory.
Okay.
Okay. So you get there about 10:15, 10:30, around that time in the afternoon. You can see the building off in the distance from the alleyway which you guys are hiding. The front of the building is designed architecturally very animated in a way. You can see the front. The building seems to be separated into 2 sections. There is one main entrance hall that's almost a dome shape, and off of that dome shape on either side, there's one building that has the image of a shield built up on it, and then the other one 2 swords crossing on top on it. And it says the Nialchikare Armory and Transfers on the front.
So before I go in with Paul, I want to go and see if there's a armory or armor smith to get a pair of leather gloves so I can hold Paul's hand as we walk in.
Okay.
Or a
so
pair of leather gloves.
You have time to go find those.
There is areas to find leather gloves on this strip that leads to the main area with the overlooking suspended superiority. So while Rain is going in and waiting for your turn, you can definitely find some leather gloves in the nearby to buy. I'd say searching around, you can find somebody selling a nice pair of leather gloves for probably, I'd probably say 8 silver. 8 really nice to get for 1 gold.
Okay, I'll spend the 1 gold.
Okay, so you get a nice pair of leather gloves. All right. So, Rain, what do you do as you guys approach the armory?
First, I want to see, does Rain remember this armory? Has she been here before?
You've passed by this all the time. This
Has
is
she
some place
been in this building before?
What? I'd probably say.
I
Are
think
you asking
based on her
early in your life or
yeah, I'm
during
asking
your
early,
prime
not
life?
recently, but based on her recent dreams and stuff that have been kind of shadowing in her deeply repressed past.
Mm-hmm.
Because would
really
this have been the
no...
building that she was in before?
You would only have seen the building, the main entryway that ends up leading you through to where there are Duna platforms. Very, very.
So she would have been on the other side of the wall, not on the normal people's side of the wall.
You've never been into the armory or the transfers section. You've only gone straight through that leads to where people can get transferred to one of the floating cities or one of the floating islands.
Okay, so she's never come in through this side. Okay, that was the question. Okay.
You, as a child, you probably come out of it if you ever went shopping with your parents and then back into it, but you've never gone into it other than the.
I'm just seeing how it's been if it's been associated to a traumatizing memory or not. That was all that mattered.
No.
Okay. We'll go inside the building then.
Okay. So you going by yourself?
Get distracted.
Probably. Sounds like Andy. Sounds like that.
So what's the order? What's the order of going in here? So Rain goes in by herself?
It's supposed to be Rain by herself. Andy approximately 2 or 3 minutes later.
Andy, pick a random time in your head.
He's gonna get distracted and walk in eventually. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm just like looking around, and I'll just go in whenever I feel like it.
And then everyone else is going to decide a timing in their head. Whether it be Delson says, I'm going to count to 490. That's when he's going to walk in. A complete arbitrary time.
Are there any cool birds in the area, Brian?
Roll a perception check.
You got it.
Are you taking a picture, Brian?
That's 13, I think. Yeah, 13.
Around this area, there do seem to be a weird mix of ravens and seagulls floating around a lot.
I watched some of the ravens play with each other and all that cute stuff. Cute raven things.
Seagulls flying down and grabbing discarded food that has fallen down on the cobblestone.
I hold out like a peanut and try to get one of the ravens to hang out with me for a second.
Roll an animal handling check.
You got it. Oh man, I don't know what my plus is, but that was a bad roll. 7.
7. You hold up a peanut to try to get one, and one comes down, and then grabs the peanut and bites your finger and deals 1 point of piercing damage. As it does bite your finger, it gives you a little cut.
I say, I forgive you, as it flies away.
All right, Rain.
Give me 1
So
second.
Rain,
Go.
So Rain, so you enter in through the front entryway of the Nialchi Care Armory and Transfers. The one building that you do know is the armory section where the guards do typically stay over there, and then the transfer section is where they do have like investigations and where they jail people before sending them off, either paying their bail or sending them off to the actual floating prison jail.
Okay, so she's gonna
So
walk
which
towards where
one
you normally go to give statements.
That would probably be over in the Shield one, where it does have the investigators and things like that.
Okay, that's why I
So you
assumed.
walk inside the main door on the that's at the bottom of the Shield, and you can see a bunch of different guards. Some of them not wearing plate armor or chainmail or anything. More, some of them leather armor. Some of them even just like commoner's clothes. They look like they work in the office. There's people rushing around, people talking about different things that have happened last night. Some people running reports. And you can see.
I want to make a perception check to try and hear if I can hear any cool, useful intel when I'm walking around.
Roll a perception check.
That is a 17, I believe. Let me double check with my modifiers. Yeah, 17.
17. Okay. So let me just see if I can find it really quickly. I don't think so. If I don't find it in a second, it's whatever. But yeah, you do listen out to the surroundings. You can see a lot of people talking about the events that happened last night. One thing that does stick out the most that you do hear is something about a Kenku that has been seeing around the black smoke a lot, and they're looking for this one report that's been popping up all over the place. You do hear people talking about how the storms had there's the crazy storms that came down on the city yesterday. How few students from the Origins Institute had to fight it out out on the rooftop of that building. You do hear that there was one over next to a few clubs, and it looked like some of them had sustained some good damage. And then one happened over near a weapons shop in the Rising Wing.
Okay.
It seems like that is basically the focus of what all the soldiers are talking about right now. Just leads of where things happen. It seemed like everything's in just like everything's just chaos right now. They're trying to figure out, all the reports are coming in. You can see some people lined up at a actual desk where there are people that seem to be taking statements. And then you do see you did see the General Eldrick when he brought
You mean
over
Commander
Andy and
Eldrick? He was
when Whistler's
Commander
brother.
Eldrick.
He's a general. I mistitled him last time.
Okay, that makes sense based on his family. But when funny
So
for other reasons. Okay.
It's General Eldrick, and he's walking around. You did see him from the night before, and he seems like he's carrying a report and looking around at some of the chaos over there. He doesn't see you yet, but he's walking by.
Rain's gonna walk up to the general.
Okay.
And
He has
say,
a report in his hands.
"Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
You were the
How can I
general
help
from
you?
last night, I believe, at the Eye."
Oh, yes, you were one of those few we found as we were coming over there. Did you get
Yes,
home safely?
I did. Your soldier did a wonderful job bringing me home safely. And I thank you
Excellent.
for that escort. And she hands what is probably like a 3 or 4 page packet. Here's my statement. I don't have time to sit, really. I have to get to work, sadly. I work 2 or 3 jobs, and I just don't have the time to sit and wait in line. She kind of gestures at the clear line of people. She's like, I don't want to lose my job. It was already
He
a
looks
long enough
down at
night
it.
last night. I missed
He looks
I
down
missed
at
a
it.
shift because of all the
He looks.
excitement. I'm sorry. Go, Brian. I'm sorry. I wasn't done
Every single
talking.
time I try to speak, you add a new thing.
I'm sorry, but that's what she would do. She would be like, keep pausing, and she's like,
He looks down at the stack of paper in a very animated way, like kind of like the that's a lot of paperwork kind of look, and he's just like, roll a persuasion check.
14.
14. He's just like, one moment, Derek. And he calls out, and there's one man in an actual, like, pretty well suit together, and he's just like, yes. And he walks over, and he's like, can you take this nice lady's report? She was at the scene, look through it, and there are a few others that should be coming sometime soon. He doesn't look at his watch. He looks up through the actual glass ceiling and sees the partial light out, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
he's not
should be
bracket.
coming.
He's not a watch.
He looks around. So they should be coming sometime soon. Could you stay at the front desk over there? It seemed there was a tabaxi, a kenku, a human male, and Serenity. What did you look like? Were you just a human girl?
Yeah, she's just a human girl.
And
Big-titted human girl.
a human girl to a couple. Can you please take all their reports when they come in? He's just like, and he hands him the paperwork, and Derek's just like, sure.
Rain's gonna look kind of
Take it,
sorry
you
for
get-
the guy. She's definitely gonna look very sorry for the guy. Her eyes are gonna have actual sorrow. Be like, I'm sorry you have to deal with this. And we're about to... And in her brain, she's like, and we're about to give you like 30 pages of lies that you have to read.
And he goes over.
We're
and takes a seat
literally
at the
wasting your time.
And he takes a seat over at a desk that still has a view of the front entryway, so he can keep an eye out for anybody else. And General Eldrick's is like, thank you for at least stopping by. We're trying to find out and make sense of everything that did happen that night.
I hope you do. I hate hearing from all the damages that happened around the city. A
Yes,
crazy
last
night
night
of
was-
chaos it was.
Yes. Seems like a lot of things are happening recently. Or at least security's starting to get real tight and put together for the gala coming in a few days as well, I'm sure you've heard of.
Yes, I hope that gala is wonderful. Too bad people like me never get into things like that.
Yes, well, hopefully it'll be a night of celebration. And
I think I
good
killed
change
Vicky.
for-
I think
Very well.
It's there, dude.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And if we have any other questions, do you have anywhere where we can contact you?
Rain's gonna give a random tavern she says she works at and say, ask for Storm. She's gonna give to a tavern like that she knows the bartender well enough that he knows that this is clearly like she's working on something. He's like, fine, yeah, she'll give him
Okay.
tomorrow.
We'll come up with this again.
Yeah,
After
it's
session
where she
sometime.
works. I haven't written the thing. Me and Brian had to talk about it, and we just didn't get a chance this weekend. It just didn't happen.
Dave's ye old tavern too.
No, we already had Dave's Tavern, so we have to do something different because she.
And at
No, I know,
and
I'm
at this
joking.
time, Andy, you counted to 30, the most you can count
Mhm.
4 times, and you're like, oh, it's probably enough. And you head
Okay.
inside.
I walk calmly into the building.
You can look. You can look with sorrow. You can still
Yeah,
look
I
distraught.
definitely look. I'm gonna try to work myself up a little bit, just like
Oh, poor
like,
Derek is dealing with so
hyperventilate
much bullshit. This
before
poor
I get
guy.
inside. Like just to get my adrenaline up, so that I'm a little bit like I look still a little shaken.
Mhm. And as General Elderic is saying goodbye to Rain, he looks up and sees you and be like, before I go, I remember you from last night. Where's your friend?
Oh, he's still pretty hurt, so he's sleeping. He's taking the night. I figured I could just come in and tell you what I saw. He didn't see much anyway.
He was dead.
Very well. His death can be a hard toll on the body. I've seen many who are bedridden for days.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you can, and he points over to Derek at the desk. He's like, if you can,
Derek.
answer some questions from Derek for a report. And Derek's
of course.
just at his desk, turns the page. He's like, hey.
Hi, Derek.
This
And
poor
he's like-
boy. We're destroying his life.
And Commander Eldrick's like, very well. Well, you two enjoy the rest of your day. I will be off. And he
Thank
walks further
you
into the
again
offices.
for what you did last night.
Rain's
Of
just gonna
course.
leave because she doesn't know who the fuck Andy is.
True.
And Rain, you walk out as Andy's walking in, passing by each other.
I don't
Yep.
look at her.
I don't look at I look at him, just be like, oh, a tabaxi. Like it's kind of
I'm
I give like
hearing-
a fake look of
I give a like offended look.
yeah, that's fine. It's perfect.
Like,
Ideal.
that was rude.
I
Yeah,
feel
perfect.
like a Mission Impossible, like bank
Yeah.
heist music playing. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk by each other. All right,
I just
so
like roll my eyes as she walks past.
you walk up to Derek,
Yeah.
and Derek says, please take a seat. What's your name?
Okay. Hi, I'm reincarnated arrival Andrish Bryrick. Pleased to meet you.
He starts writing it down. He sees your
Like,
hand. He's
no.
just like, takes you, shakes your hand. Well, pleasure to meet you. Glad at least somebody in the monastery was there. A lot of things get crazy. How was it? Were you okay?
Actually, I kind of fought the thing that showed up there last night.
Oh, what was it? Let's going into some questions. What did you see when you were there?
It was kind of like a storm person.
Oh, at the monastery last night.
Yeah,
Yes,
the monastery. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Eye of all
Yeah.
attacks all over the city. There's a lot of
Unlucky.
things. So you were at the
Andy, had a
I thought this
shitty
was the
night.
report for the I thought this was the report for the Eye of All. Were you at the Eye of
Yeah.
All and the monastery?
Yeah, I had a bad night last night.
Clearly, and he starts writing it down a little bit. He's just like, "I'm so sorry."
So my friend, my Kenku friend, Wind Whisper, he was unfortunately killed last night. Luckily, General, I forget
Eldrick.
his name, Eldrick?
Eldrick.
Eldrick.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought him
The
back.
gentleman who was right there.
Yeah, he's a
Yes.
very nice guy.
He's from an interesting family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he brought my friend back. Luckily, he's okay. He's resting. You know, I gave him a glass of water when he woke up. It was very nice.
That's good. Well, the questions real quick for me. Obviously, I know why you were at the monastery. You're part of their ranks. But what were you doing at the Eye of All with your friend?
Okay, so you know that cafe across the street from the Athenaeum?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was getting a coffee there late at night last night with my friend Wind Whisper. And then as we were heading back to the monastery, some people just up and attacked us, killed him, which was really traumatizing, by the way. And
I can
then
imagine.
one of them was like on the ceiling, so I threw a hammer at them. I'm really sorry. I think I kind of caused more trouble than I meant to help. I was kind of trying to like hit them so that maybe they would get knocked out, and then they couldn't attack the Eye of All.
So there was a report from one soldier of a tabaxi that threw a hammer at the building. That was you?
Yeah. So there was someone up there, and I was trying to hit them in the head so that they couldn't, hurt anybody inside.
Did they look like an Arakakra?
Well, it was dark, so I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I might have seen a beak, yeah.
We're just
Roll
this
a
shadow
general.
Arakakra.
You're lying and telling the truth mixing together.
Yeah.
So roll a deception or a persuasion check, whichever one you want.
Okay, they're the same roll for me.
So choose one.
Oh boy, I'm anxious. Ooh, 17.
17. Derek seems pretty sympathetic or empathetic for your situation, and he's writing things down.
Derek's a nice guy.
It looks like he's trying to condense what you're saying because he sees the stack of the papers next to him that he has to get next to that is Rain's, and he's trying to write your condensed notes.
And I tell him that I hid in the bushes to try to not also die. And that's when the general found me, actually.
Did you see what started the fire?
No, I was only on the ground, so I have no idea what started the fire.
Which is not a lie. You don't know what started the fire.
Nope.
Did you see anybody using any unauthorized magic while you were there?
I mean, I saw quite a bit of smoke coming out of the building, but I'm not sure whether it was magical or not. Could have been. Oh wait, probably from the fire.
Yeah, there were some smoke from the fire. However, there was reports of there being that same smoke cloud that's popping up over the past week. There's reports of a Kenku who keeps on releasing it.
I don't think I've heard about that. What type of
Straight up
thing
lie.
has been happening?
I'm being framed.
Roll a deception check.
That's a
That's
straight up lie. Talking about clearly the person who's doing the problem.
That's a 14.
14. You kept
Had to do
deception as a
math real quick.
proficiency for a good
Yes, I
this
did.
morning too. So
Yeah. That was why I did it, because I realized this was what we were doing today, and I was like, "Oh right, I need deception."
Derek looks at you hard for a second, and then writes down on the paper a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I
can't
fully
read.
believe you.
I can't read.
And he's like, "Do you have any more information about the attack that you'd like to help us? We're trying to figure out exactly what
You need to be more
happened."
specific. Which attack?
Both of and he's like, both the attacks, whether the one at your monastery or the Eye of All. We're just trying to put some pieces together.
Vicky,
Give you more information about the one at the monastery, because I was personally present and saw more of what happened. It was a bit more hectic at the Eye of All. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. I was mostly
Vicky.
distraught. Yep.
blame it on the water elemental. Tell him that you talked to the fucking teacher guy with the other Kenku.
Ooh.
He's gonna be like,
don't
so who else were you with at the monastery attack?
My teacher Carson was with me, and my roommate, dorm mate, Janora.
Hey, and those were the only two with you.
You can say Rain's name because she wasn't doing anything illegal at the time.
True. Actually, ex-girlfriend of mine, Rain, was with me as well.
Do you have a last name? There's so many Rains that we get reports in with.
No, I don't. I actually don't know her last name. Never came up.
Oh, one of those relationships?
Yeah,
I've
didn't
had a
really
few
work
myself.
out.
Trying to figure it out in the love department.
Same, to be honest.
Well,
You single?
Okay.
Just kidding.
you're like, I'm sorry.
Just kidding. That's inappropriate.
Yes. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah, of course.
Andrish, do you have?
Yeah,
is that how
you
you
can
go by?
You can call me Andy.
Andy, well, thank you for all your help.
It was nice to meet you, Derek. I hope you
Does
have a
Rain
good
need to
day.
make a statement for the other things she dealt with today?
You see the same person come in twice with a different name.
No, I would send Andy with my statement at that point.
And you head outside, Andy?
Yeah, sure, as long as he doesn't have any other questions.
Gelson and Serenity, when do you guys want to go in? For submitting your report?
I go get
And
a
then
coffee somewhere.
Okay.
Just nearby.
I think you'll go for whatever the closest cafe. Rain's probably already sitting outside of
Yeah.
it, having tea and reading
Nice.
her.
And I figured
her
me and
books.
Paul would be the last ones because
You're
we
shopping.
went to go find ourselves some gloves to hold hands with.
I'll get a
So
cup of coffee at the counter so that I'm not next to Rain.
Delson, you go in.
So we know each other there.
Now, how are you making yourself look like? Just how you did last night, basically?
Yes.
He's gonna look like a guard, I assume.
Okay. Unless you remember, I cannot remember the name you put down. I forgot to write it down.
I forgot it. I don't remember that.
It was one of his friends who was a guard, who was a squad captain.
Whatever name we put down there is the one that we are using in this conversation. I will look it up later for records. But you walk inside the armory, and you can see a bunch of people bustling around. You see a few people at the desks.
You're
and
known
you
as
see-
Delson Martefast. People know who you are.
see- Some people do. Some people don't. We'll have to see. Try to get to an area where he, somebody who doesn't know him.
Walks in, Derek. Hey, Delson. Fuck.
Fuck!
Shit, my camera's blown. Roll a perception check to look around and see if you can find somebody who you don't recognize.
That'd be so funny if you and Derek are like best friends back from the academy.
21.
21. Hey, you do look around, and it seems like there's one. There's a few desks in the front, off to the right, where there seems to be a few lines of people who are leaving statements. And there seems to be one stall over where somebody's just coming up, and they look very young. They look like they're probably.
Is it Derek?
It's not Derek. No, it looks like a young woman. She seems to be of half orc descent. And she's got purple skin tone. She does, but you can tell she does look young, and by the type of armor that she does have on, she does look. She's probably a recruit, somebody who just came in.
Okay.
It looks like she's manning a lot of witness reports that are being put in. It's right at the front desk where off-duty people might give tips and stuff like that.
I'll make my way over there and. Morning. I have some witness reports that were filed last night from the incident at the Eyeball.
I think yeah, there was a few off-duty soldiers. Are you one of them?
I was in the area at the time and decided to help out. So these are the reports I took, and I will place them on the desk.
And she's like, "Thank you." And what was your name again? And you say the name that you gave. Fill in the blank.
Captain was his
look back at that.
And I will piece the fuck out.
And she's just like, "Oh," and you walk. You're just like fast walk out. Do you turn around to continue, or you just keep walking out?
I'm gone.
The disrespect of she's clearly a recruit, so sucks.
And then as soon as you leave that space, more people come into file, and she's like, and starts helping the next guest.
Poor recruit girl. You never stood a chance versus Delson Martafass.
All right. And then after she walks out and Serenity has found a leather glove, Paul's like...
No, it's a set.
A what?
It's a set.
Yeah, a set of leather gloves. You put it on and you tentatively touch Paul. It seems through leather, it doesn't go through. You've seen it go through clothes on his version, but leather does seem to block as you hold his hand. He was kind of like nervous as you were going to hold his hand. He's like, huh. Maybe I should just get some leather gloves.
We'll work on that
Maybe.
later.
It might work.
Well,
my next bet was we get you a pair as well, so they're kind of matching.
Get matching gloves with you?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
Paul's like, well, I would love to, Serenity.
Okay, so actually, no. We are going to do this whole matching glove thing.
Oh,
you guys find
so
2 sets
cute.
of gloves. So
and
he's
I'm
going to
pay for them.
Oh,
no, I pay for them.
Like, oh, thank you. And you buy him a matching set of leather gloves.
That is so fucking cute and dumb.
Like, are you ready? And he like nervously holds his hand out.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian, for
So
grabbing
remember,
the camera. That worked really well.
I'm sorry, I had to move it over to change the currency.
It's okay. It was perfect for like Paul's reaching out his hand, so it worked out real well. Good job. Thematically, that was perfect, Brian. So no complaints.
So yeah, remember we're going in and we are doing bare minimum of what we did last night. We don't need them to know the intricacies. Let's just say we both took a potion of water breathing that we found and went in underwater.
And what?
Yeah, we went and we fooled around under the water. And then when we came back up, it was all sorts of smoky. We couldn't figure out what was going on. And we were just trying to slip out before anyone caught us.
Okay. Got it. All right, let's go. And you pull him forward as you guys head off into the armory.
Oh, he's gonna seem
as you
so like the tentative. Oh man, we did an illegal thing. I'm so sorry.
as you do walk inside, you can see a rush of people, and then there's one man at a desk that does seem to have a little puff of brown hair. Looks like he's in a nice suit, and he's just like, excuse me, were you two at the incident at the Eyeball last night?
We were.
This way, please."
Okay.
I need to meet
And
my Mike while
you
Brian
rush-
does Brian.
You rush into, and he's over to that area, and you both take a seat in front of his desk, and he's just like, "Thank you, Blue. The Alchika army does thank you for all you do, all you've coming in for your reports today. You're the last ones that I was supposed to collect, so thank you for all for coming. What were your names?"
I'm Serenity, and this is my boyfriend Paul.
And Paul's like, "Hi, I'm Paul." And he's like, "Oh, well, wonderful to meet you too. My name is Derek. So I do have a few questions for you all. As you were witnesses of the events that's happened there last night. So
I really don't know what happened, sir. We just went in to have a little bit of fun, I guess.
it's like
Sneaky, sneaky, snoo, snoo.
So he's like, you snuck into the Eye of All for what exactly?
Some fun, like intercourse.
He's just like, his ink will like let a little splat on his paper as you say that. He's like, "Oh, shit." He's looking to clean his report off for a second. He's just like, "You do know that there's limited access to that building. It is trespassing to go in there."
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. We just thought it would be somewhere interesting to say we had done it there.
Roll a deception check.
Poor Derek. I feel so bad for this man that one day will be one of our secretaries, and Derek's gonna walk in, look at one of us, and be like, "What? You lied to me like 13 years ago." And be like,
18.
"Sorry, Derek." So,
What was it?
18.
I'm so sorry,
It's
Derek. I can't wait for you to be my fucking admin.
Okay. I will have to unfortunately give you all a fine for trespassing. But that's fine. That's fine.
Ha!
They'll come after. Anyways, what did you see when you were in the Eye of All? Doing it.
All I really thought was we went into the pool.
Mhm.
Because we found some
Paul's like,
potion.
water breathing potions. Yes.
Yeah, we figured we'd see how it was underwater.
It's like,
Poor Derek.
So you stole from the Eye of All as well?
No. We found them. We had brought them, kind of thing.
Roll a deception.
We found them at a
check.
shop.
Roll a deception check.
Because you heard about
27. My man.
Do you know which shop? I need to make sure the shop is legally selling magical items.
We go to so many shops, I can't tell.
Poor Cole is not happy with your deception check.
Paul is just like, I think it was over in he's like in the Lower West Side. I think it was in there.
Are you rolling Paul's really sad deception check?
He's got a good charisma.
He's a warlock. He has a good charisma, bud.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the smell of this candle is, but it smells so good.
So Paul got a 10 deception, but Derek got a natural 1 insight.
Nice.
I love you, Derek, so much. You were ruining your life.
So Derek's just like, okay, I'll have to do a little bit of research. Did you know they were magic potions when you bought them?
They just told us that they'd let us be able to go underwater for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Wait.
we didn't know they were magic. Roll a deception check with advantage because Paul helped.
We're sorry.
That's 29.
I
29.
You have to remember he has a +10 to fucking deception, guys.
We
like,
love high
Very
charisma
well, just
characters in this house.
Be careful when people are selling you potions. Not all of them are good. There could be things in it that you weren't intending. But just be careful of that in the future. I won't fault you for it this time, but you do know.
Do you
No
know a
magic
list
potions.
of places that we could get magical potions legally?
Basically, magic potions are kept more for authorized parts of the city. Those who help build the city, those who help power the city, those who help defend for the city. So you'd need to get a job working in one of those companies or departments.
Okay.
Do apologize. You might want to try your activities a different way.
But they're not as fun. Once you have a little bit of risk involved, it makes it so much better.
And Paul's
Derek
like,
probably looks so
yeah,
uncomfortable.
so much fun.
Poor Derek.
Derek looks up at the two of you and is like, other than your potions, were there any other unauthorized magic that you did see?
Not that I saw.
Okay. Nothing about, say, somebody releasing a smoke cloud at No Kenku?
No, we came up and there was a whole cloud of smoke.
That is technically true.
That is 100% true. They just didn't know what it was, technically, so they're not lying at all.
He writes down a little bit on his report. He's like, well, is there any other information you would like to report? Anything about the assailants or anything like that?
I have no clue about any of that.
Very well. Well, thank
You're
you.
just caught in the act. We're sorry.
Thank you all for your reports. Do not break into any more buildings. I am going to need a fee of 50 gold pieces from the both of you for breaking into that.
Honestly, not bad.
I will
Considering
drop
all
the
we're getting
100
away
gold.
with.
Like, so sorry.
Paul's
You're
Right,
gonna
I'm
give puppy
dropping
dog
the
eyes
100 gold.
too? You're gonna give the full Sarandy puppy dog eyes? I'm
Paul
sorry.
starts looking through his pouch, and then you put the 100 gold on. He's like, babe, you didn't have to do that.
I figured it was easier for me to just pay because I knew where it was.
Thanks. And Derek's just like, very well.
He's so
Puts the gold
sus
on
of
the
you
desk.
idiots.
You all, if there's anything else you do here, please do report it as soon as you can. We're trying to figure out all the madness that's happening in the city, and there's even stuff that's happening outside and in other parts of the Stallion
Oh,
Kingdom.
now I wish Rain had
Okay,
stayed.
have a good day.
You as well.
Got through that without going to
if
jail.
you and if you know anything about or see anything about the Kenku that we're on the looks out for, it looks very darkish and kind of.
Never gonna see that boy again.
He describes how when Whisper looked when you guys first arrived, first met up at the scene.
Colorful.
He says, if you see,
It
very
needs to be
colorful.
Very colorful. Very bright.
They haven't seen the darker one yet. So he says,
If I see
that,
him,
please
I will inform you, okay?
Thank you. And he takes all the papers and shuffles them together and be like, and starts and walks to the back of the armory to start going through his notes.
Poor boy.
Oh man.
You all
Everyone,
are out at different areas.
pour one out for Derek. He's gonna spend the rest of his day going through a whole bunch of lies that mean literally nothing and waste his time. Poor Derek. To Derek, my future secretary.
So you guys you can see Rain and Andy at both having a coffee and tea at separate tables over in front of a coffee shop.
I'm at like the bar.
Delson, where did you end up?
So are we back at the?
We're at a cafe that's across the street from
the armory.
From the armory. There's a cafe
Okay,
across the street where the guards usually go.
I'm just sitting at a bar at the bar by myself, separate from
Andy?
Andy and Rain, just having a drink by myself.
Okay, so Andy and Delson are separate portions of the bar. Rain's at a table sipping tea outside. Paul looks at you and Serenity and be like, "Do we just get a random seat?"
Rain's
I
gonna
was
hold up
staring.
a finger to the bar to the whoever the waitress is to pay her bill. And kind of
Andy
look at-
and Delson, you guys have a high enough passive perception that you do see Rain doing this.
And she gives an eye contact to Serenity and says, pretty much does her like head to keep walking, and we'll meet with you.
I was gonna say we're gonna walk towards Otto's at a leisurely pace.
Okay, you say that to Paul, and then Paul's like, "Got it," and he looks at you, Rain, and Rain, you hear in your head, "We'll just head on to Otto's, okay?"
Rain's gonna be like, go from like normal to.
Holy shit.
Oh, don't I can speak telepathically now, don't you know?
If only I could say something back. If only
You can. You can telepathically communicate to him.
Rain's gonna be like, Rain's gonna say out loud, if only I could say something back, but I don't know if it makes it there. That's your choice, DM.
Let me read it. Hold on, let me read it really quick.
It becomes your choice, DM, if he hears it or not.
Oh,
now
no,
I'm gonna have to like describe everything Andy's thinking about.
Says you can telepathically speak to any creature you can see within 30 feet of you if it understands at least one language. So yeah, you can't speak back to it, unfortunately.
Okay,
but
so
you can hear
Rain kind of
Paul
under her
speak to
breath
it.
as the waitress says, if only I could hear you, Paul. If only you could hear me, Paul.
And then you see Serenity and Paul take a sharp turn down an alleyway and starts making it over in the direction of Otto's.
Rain pays, and she more quickly begins walking as if she's in a rush.
Okay.
But like not suspiciously.
Right?
Yeah, I just had tea, so whatever that would be.
5 copper pieces.
Okay, I'm gonna pay with a silver because I'm lazy.
Andy with your coffee, 5 silver pieces as well, and Delson, if you just had
5 copper
silver
pieces.
pieces.
5 copper pieces. Sorry, 5.
Realistically, we are in the rich part of town. It could be a 1 silver for a coffee. We are in the rich part of town. We're in the inner ring.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not that it's not the best coffee at this shop, but
even though it's in the inner ring, it's expensive and sucks. It's Starbucks.
And Delson, you get a mug of mead or any type of drink that you do want for 1 silver piece, and you guys all at separate times pay your bills and head out. And are you guys meeting up somewhere, or are you going to just separately
slowly catch up to Paul and Serenity?
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if we can meet up in an alley somewhere. I'm gonna walk quite a bit behind because I know I can see ahead of the crowd.
So if we're walking to Krulin's Crag from where we are, which we can, Rain's gonna begin directing Serenity and Paul towards Telerian Town.
Okay.
And be like, I have to make a stop there, and then we can make it to Otto's.
All right. Callum, are you still here?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I was muted.
So after getting those nets, where were you going to head off to?
So that was my question. Actually, I was just about to ask that of you. How long did it take me to buy nets?
So it took about 15 or so minutes to find the person that did sell nets, and you went a little bit northward into the town. By the time you bought nets, everybody was probably halfway to the armory. So to catch up in real time to where they are now would probably be about 25 or so minutes. Getting to around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to them.
Okay.
Like I don't want to meet them at Otto's. I want to surprise them and meet them somewhere along the way.
Okay. So do you relay this to Wet Hand as well?
I mean, like, yes, but not in so many words. I'm probably just gonna like nod in like a direction and start walking.
Alright, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, where you going, little buddy? Hey, matey."
Yeah, I'm the one who says little buddy. Come on, Brian. Can't
Trying to
steal
get his
my
lingo down.
Can't steal my lingo.
What do
Gonna
you say?
find
when
our
he-
crew. Gonna find our crew.
Linking back up with those rapscallions. Alright, well, I'll help you find them. And he starts walking through walls and just disappearing and looking around, but staying within a certain radius view. Roll a perception check, and he's gonna roll one. Actually, you can roll with advantage because he's helping you try to find him.
Well,
So
no, I
actually,
rolled.
that'd be
Yeah,
straight
straight roll.
roll.
That is a nat 20, my friend.
Ooh,
At 20.
yeah, boy.
Fancy.
So at the moment where
Fancy.
Rain is catching up with Paul and Serenity, Andy and Delson lagging behind at their own separate increments. You do walk outside of an alleyway, and you do see Serenity, Paul, and Rain catching up, and the rest beyond. And as you look around the corner, Wet Hand comes out of the wall and looks out above where you are, and looks at me like, "Ah, there they are."
All right, I'm gonna hide and try to scare Andy.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Fucking Andy.
Do I roll a perception check or is it
Be
my
your
passive?
perception.
Okay.
My stealth is 20.
Oh yeah.
Was
Holy
that
shit.
disadvantage too? Was that
Yeah,
disadvantage?
it fucking is at disadvantage. It's 26.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
man.
you rolled
Ah.
great.
That's 10 above my passive, so yeah.
That's fucking
Damn.
beautiful. I got
Oh,
a
yeah,
15
you
and a 17.
You
Like,
have
Nice.
gone up to 16 now.
Yep, my passive's 16 right now.
Nice.
That's
So,
level.
Nice.
you see Serenity. Rain catches up to you and Paul, and he's behind. Rain, is there anything you do as you first catch up to Serenity?
The only thing I said is, I'm like, we could need to take a little detour into Tyrion town, and then we can head to Otto's.
You like Tyrion town.
Rain's like, they stay quiet, and they make the best armor in town.
that's perfect. I can get some armor there.
Yeah, you're right. Wizards are like, hey, can I go to your armor? I've never been there before. And Rain's like, I guess.
I'm not
Also,
gonna say anything, but I overhear that and I'm like, yes.
Brian,
You
this is a
guys-
question. Do I have today's password?
No, it changes every day. You never get it too. You just sneak inside the
And
building.
get yelled
from
at
outside.
every single time.
Yep.
About it because I pay. And
Every
they're like,
time they tell you, Rain, you know how to get the password.
Yes.
Just get it. You're like, oh, it's so much more fun this way.
and they go, fine, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm paying money, and like they're making money on me, so they don't care.
Yeah. So as you two pass by, and when Whisper Seabreeze does hear this conversation as you two pass by, you wait till Andy passes by, and Delson, you do see this ahead of you because Andy's in front of you as it does happen. You don't have time to react or anything. But when Seabreeze, what do you do to scare Andy?
I'm going to reach out and grab his tail and kind of tug on it.
Oh,
That's so
we're
mean.
probably. Oh wait, let me roll an acrobatics check.
Yeah, because he's a
For
cat. He's
fun.
gonna freak the fuck out.
No, I'm not like tugging it hard and trying to yank him into the alleyway with me. I'm
But
like
still,
just pulling on it and letting go.
If you are surprising him,
I
he's
think-
getting a little bit
Yeah,
surprised.
I'm pretty surprised. I feel
Roll
like
an
I should-
acrobatics check.
You got it. I'm real good at that though. Yeah, that's a 22. I'm fine.
So he just
22.
kind of jumps.
You pull the tail, and you kind of jump a little bit, Andy. And as that happens, you just hear, and Zolo fall, like the sand falls down below you, right in front of between you and Wind Whisper, and then just starts forming for a second, then just sucks right back up your feet.
Um,
That was the first time you saw it when Seabreeze.
I just go.
And
Later.
Delson, you also saw it.
I'm gonna write a little quick message to Andy.
Yeah, I can't read.
Oh shit, that's right. Never mind. I know that, so I wouldn't do it. So I'm just gonna say to you,
Mm-hmm.
time and place.
so stealth?
Time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what kind of bloody fuck was that? Wet Hand
I
says
just-
right behind your head.
just walk and I'm like, I whisper to to Seabreeze and I say, I just want to say bye to Rain before I go to my date, but I gotta go. I just feel like we should all group up first, you know? Make sure everybody went well.
I think we should hit the alleyway and split up our shit.
Yeah, that's
So you have money for your date.
Let's
And
get
Delson, you
out of
catch
here.
up to them at this time too.
Find somewhere else to go.
Rain, do you stop at any point or directly group down an alleyway to meet up before a split?
She would probably like pause for a little bit in an alleyway to let the group catch up, so we're moving as a group.
Okay. You do find an alleyway nearing the edge of Inner North Row and in between Salvation's Corner and Eastern Freedom. That kind of little pocket.
So I'm going that way and then down. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna go more
to
diagonally, but that's fine. I lost my pen.
All right,
I
you guys
just came up with
all
the
get
most
together
candy joke that I've ever thought of.
Oh, wonderful!
You guys,
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to lay it on you.
You guys all get into an alleyway, far enough in and empty enough that you don't see anybody around you.
I'm gonna roll perception check anyways.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, that was actually good. That was unnatural 20. I always forget. I don't roll perception
20.
that often.
Nobody seems to have a prying eye on you. Up above you, a few floors, you do see a woman dressed in, like it looks like a cooking outfit, almost like a maid, and she dumps a bowl of hot water down and it splashes next to you guys. And she goes right back inside, but there doesn't seem to be anybody watching.
I know there has to be someone watching. I know Rain's really sus because she's had people following her all day yesterday.
So when we hit the alleyway, I'm gonna nudge Paul, like with my elbow, and I'm gonna fuck me.
I love that.
It's okay.
I'm resistant. I'm resistant.
As you nudge Paul, you feel the slap, but it looks like the acid got on you, but it didn't deal any damage. It was one point of damage reduced, which got down to nothing. So you felt that, and it did nothing.
The wet skin just canceled it out.
And wet hand is just like, I see you picked up some of my traits from life.
So I'm not gonna nudge him again, but I nudged him, and I'm gonna say time and place, and I take out my sword hilt.
You're okay, Arthur.
She's like, you still have that thing?
Have what? Where?
What are you doing with it?
Oh no! Well, I was telling Paul to give everyone their money.
Oh.
It is now the time and the place.
Yeah, and hand everything out.
He is not very bright, Paul. Yeah, he didn't understand that at first, and then you got a little bit clearer. He's like, "Oh, right," and he hands everybody your 83 gold. So everybody who didn't already add it.
Oh, and whoever has my fucking gloves, give them to me.
You got gloves? Oh, right.
That was either Delson or Serenity. I think Delson had the glove.
One of them gives them.
Yeah. I remember if Delson gave them to me that night or not. Either way, Rain's gonna take them now.
Whoever had the glove hands the glove over to you, Rain. You can see the fingertips are still frozen.
Rain's gonna put both. Each one of them have a glove because Serenity has the matching pair that isn't doesn't have the ice things, and Delson had the actual ice glove. So Rain puts both of them on, and they're probably raggy looking, and she's like,
They're
doesn't match her outfit.
Do they do anything?
Worn leather gloves and they are fingerless, and your fingers go into the actual ice that goes around.
I'll hold out
right hand.
my
the left
arm
hand doesn't
so
seem to have anything.
If they do anything.
I'm guessing these take time. Will you let me stab you, Andy?
Yeah, sure.
Rain's gonna try and take a nice, as gentle as a claw attack as you can give with something like that.
Are you trying to deal damage?
I'm trying to deal not as hard as I could, but deal damage overall.
All right. You don't see any different damage than what you would expect yet. But what is your tavern brawler, like your attack kind of thing? It'll be
what's your plus on it?
Slashing damage instead.
So that's 1d4. So do you want me to just unarmed strike?
Yep.
Okay, I'll just roll it. Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. It's 6. I rolled max.
Oh
so
wow.
she goes
Holy
chin, like
shit.
kind of claws through. It feels wet, but it does kind of cut through, and you're like, that was unpleasant, but it didn't like cause any
Wow.
extra damage.
She's
or
like, I'm
anything.
sorry, Andy.
It was a pretty good hit. Was that from the glove or was that just you?
I'm not sure. Admittedly, if
Ah.
it's magic, it's gonna take time.
Okay. I don't know anything about magic.
So, are we splitting up now?
Wait. And so I'm like, as Paul says that, I like raise both my hands and I'm like, wait. And I hold out the
Yes.
sword hilt.
What?
I hold out the
Yes.
sword hilt and I say, for those that shaloos, and I make a short sword in my hand made of ice.
You guys see just the ice from the actual hilt of the sword just comes out and forms a sword. Inside there, you can see
Did you
little
yell
tiny,
that?
You
No.
can see a little tiny coloration of red that seems to
No,
be
I didn't
following
yell. I just like spoke.
veins almost through the
Okay,
sword.
I'm making
itself.
sure so that way, like, not all the neighbors went.
The
Wait,
cook
what the
lady
fuck
comes
was
down and
that?
is like, hey, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
standing
take
with your
out-
ice sword, like, my bee.
I'm gonna take out the frozen pieces of the blade that I found and be like,
I thought
I
these
feel
were
like
supposed to go with
maybe-
it.
I feel like maybe these go together. And I hold them out in my hand.
Do I know that they go together?
I just said I feel like maybe these go together.
Right, but do I recognize that they do, or like?
You didn't see it when you went over there to find the hilt. It's something Andy found afterwards.
I found
with
it in
further
some
investigation.
cold coral.
Oh, well, there you go. Now I know. So I'm gonna start whistling, like whistling like a motherfucker.
I danced to it.
I love you, Andy, so much.
And then
So-
as you're dancing, you just hear.
Rain to make okay. Dance party
What?
over.
Okay,
We have
sorry.
places
So
to be.
Brian, I'm gonna say. Oh, before we split ways, I'm gonna say Fizzo's
Mm-hmm.
to deactivate the sword, and I'm gonna pull out 3d6s and my dented breastplate, the stallion armor,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna gesture to the sword pieces, and I'm gonna say skulls.
What? I don't think Andy knows what that is.
Did I explain to you what this game is, Brian?
You explained it to me.
You
but I
told
don't
me
think Andy knows what it
briefly.
is.
Yes.
So, Wind Whisper. Fuck me. See, I even get it wrong.
It's fair.
It's a new name. It takes time sometimes. It's just like when
Hebrew
someone who's transgender
starts
changes
rolling
their
the
name.
dice, and he says, "Roll 3 times. Roll 3 times."
Roll 3 times, so like 96 total.
So you guys are in a back
I-
alley placing some bets and rolling die. This is a
Yep.
city block right now.
And
You know what? Of all things, this is the least suspicious thing we've ever done.
I actually
Honestly,
have a
just
lot of
people look down the
D6.
alley and be like, just some gambling kids.
Yeah,
And
like
you
this is
want
the
to
least
get
suspicious thing we've
I
ever
wanna
done.
get ones. Okay.
We
wanna get
literally
one.
commit crimes normally, but this is the least suspicious thing we've ever done. By the way, I forgot to mention before I went into the armory, I probably would have sent Pitch off to go steal stuff from the rich people in the area.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that. I apologize, DM. So
No
you can
worries.
deal with that as you will, and I would tell Pitch, come back after you get some good goods.
Pitch.
For a good reward.
Okay, well, I've never played this before, so here, look.
Rain's gonna let this happen before she says, okay, we need to go to Tyrion Town.
do you want to roll
time.
first, or do you want me to roll first?
I just rolled 96, right? Total?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I did.
Okay. Count up your ones and keep it to yourself for a second.
Rain's gonna appease and play the game with you.
Okay.
This is a rare moment of her being nice, and I do have 9d6s with me.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh, I have to do lots of
have
math.
my number of ones. Conlon, what are you anteing? Or
Ooh,
Rain, what are you
myth.
anteing?
Rain is going to ante. Let me look at our gear. Give me a sec.
Oh, you don't have to anti-gear. You could just anti-gold, too.
She'll ante her 22 silver she has on her. Because she doesn't give a crap about it.
Okay, sure. we're anteing a lot more valuable stuff, but whatever. This is just fun. Okay. Does everybody have their amount?
I have my ones.
Okay.
That's what you need. How many ones we have?
Callum, what
Yep.
happens next?
Now we just count, like, whoever has the most ones wins.
Okay.
I lose. I rolled 1-1.
How many ones do you have, Callum?
4. Fuck us.
Yeah.
Okay, shit.
So what
I don't know
does
if I
Rain
can
win?
show them to you properly,
entire
but they're
pot.
there, guys. I was so happy when I rolled. I was like, that's a lot of ones. That was damage. I'd be
Rain-
pissed.
Rain,
So
do
what
you
does
want
Rain win?
these
The whole
sword
pot.
pieces?
She wins the
You
sword
won them.
pieces. And what else do I
And-
win, Callum?
And does it stallion
The
armor?
ancient stallion armor and your
That's the
22
first-
gold pieces. Or 22,
22
silver.
silver. Oh man, Rain would be so happy because she loves old armor and stuff. Like that's something
My
she's so
hands.
into. She's such a
She got the
history
old
buff.
armor?
The pieces
She got-
to you, and I'm like, I don't know what you're gonna do with these because they
Rain's
go
like-
with the sword.
Rain's
but
gonna look
whatever.
at Seabreeze and be like, "Do you need these? Because I don't."
I kind of shrug and I'm like, maybe? Don't know.
Rain's gonna hand the sword pieces to Seabreeze and be like, "I'd rather you have them. I honestly don't need them, but I will take the armor." But I don't.
Here,
Wet-
Rain,
wet
let
hand-
me give you something else just to make up the pot since you.
I'm
didn't
like,
take it.
and Yuri owe me
No. Hold on.
60
I'm going to
gold.
flicker my platinum piece.
Oh no, you gave me the gold back.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
gonna
that in
flick
my
you a
math, I
platinum
don't
piece in
remember.
exchange for the...
I don't know.
You flip me a platinum.
That's
Okay.
the only, like, loose other than gold that I have, and I want the gold so I can buy some armor.
That's fine.
And
One platinum's fine.
Wet Hand, as you get the sword pieces handed to you, Seabreeze is just like, you trying to forge a mighty sword?
I have some string.
It's like, there's
Not
been
gi-
some
Andy, it's
mighty-
fine. You owe me nothing.
There have been some mighty
Okay.
fine swords forged at sea, matey. This one looks quite interesting from what you saw before.
So now I can add one thing of ancient Zestallion armor. Brian, what
Yeah.
type of armor is it?
It looked like it was.
I think it was a
chainmail.
breastplate, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what you said.
I thought
it
it
was
was a
chainmail.
breastplate. Oh.
There's a bunch of different armor types that you guys found down there.
I think the
So-
one I was looking at was a breastplate.
I think it was a
Mhm.
breastplate. It was the one that he had. So I'm gonna add a breastplate to my inventory and just call it ancient Zestallion
Sure.
armor.
Sure.
It's not usable, though, because
I
at the
know.
moment it's rusty and dented.
You act like Rain, who's about to bring an ancient Zestallion shield to a fucking merchant, isn't about to fucking pay for that shit.
Okay,
Alright.
well,
Brian,
I got places to be.
can I ask Wet Hands? Oh, yeah, go to your date.
Yeah. How long will it take me to walk to the Rainforest's call from here?
From where you guys are to Rainforest Call,
Yeah.
with your speed,
Mhm.
because what's your walking speed?
40.
With your walking speed, it'd probably get you there about 12:15-ish, around then.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you guys later.
I'm going to
Okay.
give Andy a hug before he takes
Aw.
off.
I'll give you a hug back.
Man, with that armor, plus my gauntlets, plus a shield,
What-
I'll have I have a really high AC.
It's good.
Wet Hand looks at you as you're hugging Andy and be like, you and your crew are pretty familiar, eh, matey?
Saved my life. Saved my life. Twice.
Nice.
Ah!
I'll whisper into Seabreeze's ear and I say, by the way, the Rain we fought the other day, the guy, he was super scared of you, by the way.
I'm
He's
just
very
going to, like, grin evilly.
Yeah.
Wet Hands crouches near Andy, and he heard that whole thing. And he was just like, you scaring some fools?
Also, please never set my friend Janora's desk on fire again.
You did what now,
Uh,
matey?
When you said that, Wind Whisper probably, like like loosened his grip on you a little bit, and his eyes
Yeah.
probably like bugged out, and he was like, shit.
We worked things out, but please don't ever do that again. I really like her.
I just whisper to you, I'm sorry.
Aw.
Tell her
okay.
I'm sorry.
Wind
then
Whisper
I
has
also
a
fish-
soul.
I'm gonna fish
No.
out my 13 gold pieces that I got from the jar, and I'm gonna hand them to you to try to make up for Janora's desk.
Okay, yeah, you got it. I'll give them to her. It wasn't really the desk that made her upset. It was the research, you know? She takes a lot of time to do it, so she was upset that she had to write it all again. But it's okay, she made her frozen yogurt, she was fine.
He has no
She
clue
did
what
I'm gonna
cry.
frozen
like
yogurt
cock my
is.
head and be like, I don't even know what that is.
She did
Yeah.
cry a little.
What's frozen yogurt,
you know.
mates? It sounds delicious.
Yogurt that's frozen. This sounds only like a win.
Yogurt that's frozen. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Ideal.
If only I could taste things still.
Oh,
Okay,
this poor pirate guy. I feel so bad for him.
I'm gonna go talk to my ex-boyfriend. Bye, guys.
Paul's
You
like,
have a
"Good
weird
luck."
life, Andy.
Have fun.
Andy, your life is an enigma that I'll never understand.
I know. I only hang out with my exes apparently, and I do a finger gun.
And you hop
You
off
mean
and
a
you start
finger
running and you get back.
crossbow? Because finger guns
Yeah.
don't exist yet.
Yeah, sure.
Pew, pew. And you get over to the main street, and you can see Andy run off through the street, moving
Yep.
at a
So-
swift pace.
Brian,
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Wet Hands if he knows anything about Fazozaz Shalouz.
He's just like, can't say I do, mate. But there are plenty of mighty swords, like I said, that were forged throughout the sea. I can tell this one has some connection to water.
And we're gonna head to Tyrion Town where Rain gets her armor. And did Wind Whisper mention that he was looking at armor? Or is he not looking anymore?
That's right. So I'm like talking away to nothing as far as you guys are concerned, and then I look at you and I'm like, gonna get some armor.
She's like, I know the best armor in all the city.
I'm like gonna clap and be like, ooh.
Oh my god, it's the greatest day.
Gonna go shopping.
Woo.
And as Andy runs off to go have his date with his ex-boyfriend, and the rest of the group heads off to work more armor and meet up with Otto Tuxicuk to go over things that have happened, possibly cash in on those invitations.
Oh, we're
And find out
cashing in those
more
invitations with that
about
damn book.
those and more information that Otto might have acquired at the gala. This is where we will call it the end of today's session.
Rain's gonna do one last thing before we end the session. She's going to, can Rain ask Serenity to call for her Quickling?
So easy. What do you need?
Okay. So your
Blows
Quickling will
the
show
whistle.
up, and Rain's gonna hand a packet of notes and say, these need to go to Miss Fortune. And the rest of the group's going to be like, what? Because the rest of the group doesn't know she's had a conversation with her.
And these are all
Andy
the notes
doesn't
from the
hear this.
eyeball,
He's
other
only
than the
one that
ledger of
knows.
names, right?
This only has information about the lady who murdered the people and is potentially a
Oh.
threat. And Rain adds an additional page of notes that says, if you need to communicate with this to me, please send me a quick link and we'll meet up. To talk like, and she says it in bold, to talk like normal people. And she's like,
The
more
quick link-
information to follow.
The Quickling shows up with the pink streak of hair and be like, Serenity, did you need any business?
I have business. My friend needs a letter delivered.
This is
Looks
of
over
the
to you, Rain.
this is of the utmost importance. I'm unsure if you can get to her. But
Is it a
Rain
house
now
call
whispers
for
very
Serenity?
quietly, so it's only to the Quickling. I need you to
Okay.
hand these papers to Miss Fortune, defender of the Queen.
Takes him and be like, you got a weird request, but I can find her.
Very good. It is vital to the Queen's protection.
Sure, whatever. I don't really care. And
I
then
know the Quickling doesn't
speeds
care.
off.
For Rain, it matters.
All right, and with the quickling dashing off into the day, as you guys head off into that direction, we'll end our session right there. So, this is most likely the last session of the year, unless I'm probably gonna have an Andy super secret sexy solo session again with Andy's date, so that
We
doesn't
might have it
take up
next week or the week after. Keep your eyes out. We'll announce it on
So-
Twitter.
We're not gonna have another session until probably 2021.
Yep.
Either the right after New Year's or the following week. We just got to see how schedules work out. But we might have a second super sexy solo session with
It'll
Andy.
probably be
or
the
Mr.
third. Our next
Flavor.
session will be the third.
Yes, so
Maybe
look out for that.
because we intended to do that today. We intended
Yeah.
to get my date out of the way.
If it
But-
was a double session with Andy instead of a full group one, we
Yeah.
definitely would have. But
That's okay.
we'll
I'm
take care of
sorry,
that
everyone,
next time.
Nah, it's fine.
It's
It's fine.
Brian,
It's
hey,
great. We had fun.
We
We had
advanced,
so much fun.
Guys, we went through a morning.
Yeah, we went through
I
the
know.
entire
We were
morning.
so
I might be
went
wrong
from
with 8, to be
6
honest.
a.m. to 12. We did 6 hours total, guys.
Yeah, it's almost 12. It's halfway through the day, guys.
We might
But
be
then
wrong.
again-
Now I was getting dice. We had to get the DM
Last-
dice.
I
Remember
haven't chosen my
yesterday
number
though
yet.
with the Eye of All, you guys got to 5 o'clock in the afternoon after like 2 sessions, and then you spent
True.
then the next 6 hours.
Yeah, that's true. We have to go see Otto. That'll take at least half a session.
Mhm. And then
We
you
have
guys are
to
planning
see
have go-
Normal.
you guys
That
are
will take a
planning to
while.
Go to Normal after. Yeah.
I'm
We also
gonna
have to
do
go see
math in my
Delson's
head real
mother.
quick. Yep.
Delson's mother's gonna be its own fucking endeavor.
Yeah, like I said, the nighttime is probably going to need to be split up again. Rain and Delson this time, and then Andy, Serenity, Seabreeze, and Paul at Paul's house. And remember, Paul said he had a task or an errand to get done.
Oh, I'm so
we'll see what
excited.
happens
And I'm
there.
so excited for Rain to be like the rich random girlfriend that no one knows who she is.
It'll
I'm
be really
excited to
fun
be
to see
Ray.
what Paul's task
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't
Oh,
wait to
yes,
see
it
that.
is.
That's gonna be so fun to watch.
Please follow us on our Twitter and our Instagram to keep up. Twitter is where we keep up all the news for when sessions are going. Instagram,
And we're gonna post more soon.
Instagram, we are starting to post more scenes, iconic from season 1. I've been rewatching it and taping scenes that I really did like and trying to post them on Instagram to have a little backlog catalog of all of our favorite moments. So follow us on Instagram for that. Otherwise, just please follow us on Twitch. Anybody you know, we're trying to get Twitch affiliate. We still just need 12 more people, so please do that. And we're trying to keep YouTube matching up the same amount of subscribers too. Want to keep an even audience.
And we are so
Anyways.
excited for our next set of sessions because what's going to come up soon will be so fun. I guarantee it. With our DM who writes so
And-
wonderfully and our wonderful players, look forward to some awesome more
Yeah.
content from us because this campaign, which is only supposed to be 3 sessions long, has been so fulfilling and fun. I'm excited about it every
Mhm.
single week. Me as a player,
Yeah.
I'm excited every single
Honestly,
week.
same. Like,
It's one of the best
this
campaigns
is-
I've ever
this has been
run.
a good time.
This
Thank
is
you,
so fun
guys.
every single week.
Thank-
Thank you so much, Brian, as our DM. You're awesome. Merry Christmas, and thank you for being our awesome DM. We love you.
Merry Christmas to all
Yeah,
our
we do.
viewers as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
holidays if you celebrate
Merry
other
Christmas.
other
Happy
holidays. We
holidays.
apologize if we didn't include you. Like Hanukkah already happened. Happy Hanukkah, that happened already.
Kwanzaa, happy
All those other holidays I can't
Yule.
remember off the top of my head because I'm horrible.
Happy Yule.
Happy holidays,
In
everyone.
2 days is
Thank
the
you.
solstice. Happy solstice.
Yeah. Happy
Happy New
holidays,
Year.
everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the year after the long year that we have had. That has
Oh,
been
man.
2020.
Oh, yes.
We'll hopefully see you maybe one more time before the end of the year, maybe for a disaster cast or maybe for another session with Vicky. Otherwise, we will see you all 2021 for the next disaster. Good night.
Make
Good
out.
night.
Good night and
Good
good
night.
year.